Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello, and welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show, everybody. Oh boy, do we have a fun weekend ahead of ourselves. We got the Olympics starting this week. We've got Michigan State, Illinois, top 10 matchup Saturday. We've got the Pistons and the Knicks tonight, what is probably the best rivalry in the NBA. Definitely the best rivalry that we currently have amongst the Michigan sports. Packers-Lions, I guess, probably just default number one, but like, I can't wait for tonight. 7:30 in Little Caesars Arena. And then, Kyle, remind me, something's happening on Sunday too. What's going on Sunday?
It's a day before we go back to our new studio.
Oh, Blazy Electric Studio.
I think
getting
that's the
built
big
behind
thing.
us.
Yeah.
And we will be recapping the Super Bowl then. This is, in a way, our Super Bowl Palooza show. Super Bowl, what would you call it? Super Bowl extravaganza.
Yeah, the Super Bowl special, man. I'm excited for it.
Instead of the Philly special, this is like the Ben Bosscher Show special, the Super Bowl special, like you said. I'm excited. I have a question to start out Friday's show. I'm very curious what the Lions fans think of this, because as we're watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, it's going to at least cross our minds one time. Oh, man, imagine if the Lions were playing in this game. It's natural. I'm going to think it. Kyle's going to think it. If you're a Lions fan, at some point throughout the game, you are going to think that. Here's the question I propose to you. I'm not going to tell you who wins the Super Bowl because I don't know. But let's say this. Whoever loses the Super Bowl, would you switch places with them, switch situations with them for the Lions? I'm talking players. I'm talking coaches. I'm talking ownership. If you could pick all those up and all of a sudden, in blink of an eye, Doctor Strange sort of spell, the situation's flipped. And if the Patriots lost, it's like, oh, the Lions have Drake May, Mike Vrabel, Robert Kraft, Will Campbell, like they have all the guys. Or would you rather just stick with the Lions? And there's no sentiment here. Like overnight, everyone forgets about it. Everyone forgets that you ever had those guys. And you go into this offseason thinking, well, we just lost the Super Bowl. We've got Drake May. This has always been our guy. And you move forward from there. The question is essentially who's in a better situation, whoever loses the Super Bowl or the Detroit Lions. But the caveat is you don't get to know who loses the Super Bowl. I think this is a fascinating question because if the Patriots end up losing it, you kind of have to say yes, I think. You've got Mike Vrabel, who is Dan Campbell-esque, but now he's done it in two different places, has made multiple conference championships, and now has made it to a Super Bowl, but he's a culture guy, you know what I mean? Like, he is a culture builder the same way that Dan Campbell is. He just now has a little bit more, well, he has had, but now he really has more success under his belt. You've got that coach who's very similar to Dan Campbell, plus you get Drake May on a rookie contract. Now, everyone else on the roster, everybody else, I'd probably take the Lions. Like, I'd rather have the Lions offensive line going forward. I'd rather have the Lions skill guys. I'd rather have the Lions front seven. They don't have an Aiden Hutchinson on that team. Secondary, I guess, is where I'd probably lean the Patriots because of Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. Wish him good luck this offseason as well. So I'd probably rather just have the quarterback and the coach, though, because if you've got those two things, the rest will sort itself out. You need a good GM and a good owner, too. Well, Robert Kraft's been to 7 Super Bowls now. So I'd probably just rather have that be the situation I'm in. Now, if the Seahawks were to lose, though, I want to know how bad they lose. Is it because Sam Darnold completely collapses? Is it because he implodes? Nonetheless, they're losing their offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak. How much is that going to affect Sam Darnold? Because the last 2 years, he's had this incredible play caller, whether that's Kevin O'Connell or Clint Kubiak. Are they going to be able to replace Clint Kubiak with an appropriate person to continue the Sam Darnold ascension? We shall see. Now, obviously, Seattle, incredible defense. That's not going anywhere. Super young, genius head coach who's revolutionizing what it means to call plays on the defensive side of the football. I mean, it's no coincidence that the Seahawks hired a defensive-minded coach when you look at the guys in that division in Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. They go zag when everyone else is zigging, and they've got a guy who's beaten both of them here in the playoffs. Defense is incredible. Do I trust the offense? I think I'd rather just have Gibbs and K9, who's a free agent. Who knows if he's going to be back. I'd rather, like JSN had the better year than St. Brown, very comparable players. I'd rather have Goff than Sam Darnold. What do we think, Kyle? Whoever loses this game, would you switch situations if you're the Detroit Lions?
It's hard to not know, like who the loser is. Because if you're just based off of percentages and what the odds are, okay, let's just chalk up the Patriots are the loser of the Super Bowl because Seattle is the favorites, right? In that situation, I mean, like you said, it's just hard to pass up any sort of situation where you have Drake May and Mike Vrabel for the next 10 years. Like that's just to me, you can do the offensive line group and the weapons and the coordinators and blah, 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 this and that. A lot of this stuff just comes down to the quarterback and the coach. Is there a quarterback-coach duo in the entire NFL that you would rather have going forward, not just for next season? Going forward, because I think for next season, I think everybody would still pick Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. But I'm talking going forward. Andy Reid is
contract included as well.
Contract included. Drake May's on the rookie deal, which obviously eventually he's going to be, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL as soon as he's ready to be.
2 more years of a cheap deal, though. That's not nothing.
And so, like I say, Andy Reid, there's no way that he's got more than 5 years left in him as the Chiefs head coach. And Mahomes, I'm not saying Mahomes is going to start to become bad, but he's of course a lot older than Drake May is. So it's like, I don't think there's a coach-quarterback duo I'd rather have, right? I mean, you could make the case
there might be one other one.
Are you going to say Caleb Ben Johnson?
Yeah.
I kind of figured you were going to say that, and I would say I think I'd rather just have Goff, Dan Campbell.
That's totally – I mean, look, Drake May is infinitely better than Caleb Williams is right now. But you know where I stand on the Caleb stuff. If he can knock down the accuracy, it's –
Sure.
He's a real problem.
But you've got the MVP runner-up in Drake May on year 2, which is just unreal. Almost won the MVP. And Mike Vrabel, who, at this point currently right now is an undisputed top 5 coach. Is he top 3? I think the winner of this game has to be higher in the coach rankings than the other one, right?
Yeah, I think McVay and Reed deserve they just have to be in the top 3, and then who's the third spot?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Winner of this game gets to be that.
That's kind of how I feel.
Can I say something about Drake May really quick? Did you see how many first place votes Stafford got versus how many Drake got?
It was one different, right?
One different.
Yeah, it was
vote.
It was the closest MVP race since they tied in 2003. Yeah,
incredible.
It's unreal.
And then Stafford announced he was coming back. For 1 year, could you say Stafford and McVay?
Sure, yeah. No, I think that's fair. But also, it's just
he's old.
They didn't get to this point, and the other guys did. And I know it's a lot about the team, around them. But that's kind of the whole point of this exercise. So if I was picking the teams, we can sit here and say, oh, well, I want to know how Seattle loses, Sam Darnold, this and that. I think we're at the point where we have to stop talking about the Sam Darnold thing. He's on one of the best contracts in the sport right now. For the production that he had this season, right?
Yeah, if he's
no doubt.
Other than rookie deals, if he's going to continue to play this.
Yeah, he's on one of the best
correct.
contracts that were signed.
Sure.
You said, non-rookie deals. It's the best one of any quarterback, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's become clear with Sam Darnold is he's a good quarterback that's still flawed. I don't think he's going to put himself in that truly elite tier, even with a Super Bowl win. There's still probably 7, 8, 9 guys I'd rather just have than Sam Darnold.
Of course. I mean, the guy at the end of the day, the guy led the league in turnovers this year.
20.
Yeah,
more than one a game.
The team around him is great, and he is in the playoffs, he has played his best football when it's mattered most, which
Agreed.
is the opposite of what we thought of Sam Darnold a year ago. And so I think that conversation about him just kind of has to end. Unless he throws 5 picks in this game. I don't think Darnold can do anything where I'm never mind, it's back to Jets and Panthers Darnold. I'm out on Darnold. He's
a different guy.
He has established himself now. And then like with Seattle, like you said, they nail their draft picks. I mean, they're similar to a Lions core as far as like their GM, coaching staff, elite. Like they just have top of the top. Schneider's been one of the best in the game for as long as he's been with Seattle. They nail all their picks. They nail the late picks. They have a ton of really good guys on those rookie deals as well. I mean, I remember a couple years ago we were doing the young core rankings in the NFL, and we were talking Lions Seahawks. Like those are two teams we were talking about. Now that Seattle's gotten to the Super Bowl, and they're the favorites. So,
and I don't think I can say enough things about Mike McDonald in terms of like, I'm not going to be able to break down the scheme as much as someone who played football is going to be able to. I'm sure they'll do a good job of that on NBC. I'm sure Tirico and Collinsworth will break it down perfectly on Sunday, just how different his defensive philosophies are versus a traditional NFL teams.
They totally are.
It's like super revolutionary to the point where he's going to have his own defensive coaching tree too. I just wonder how this defensive coaching tree is going to look versus the Shanahan-McVay offensive coaching tree versus the Dan Campbell culture coaching tree, which I think Ben Johnson's probably just a part of.
Probably. He totally is. Yeah.
There's a lot of different trees right now. I think the answer is just you have to, by default, choose the Patriots. If they were to lose, I'd probably just switch places with the Patriots. If Seattle loses, I think I'd rather just stick with the Lions.
I think your point about the coordinator actually is like the best point because we have learned in the last year, Lions fans, how important the guy calling plays is, like to an offense. And Clint Kubiak was just revolutionary for Seattle this season. Now he's going to Las Vegas. Not saying that they're not going to hire another good offensive coordinator to be his predecessor.
But is that why you should pick Seattle? That their coach is always going to be there. They're called a defense, which is just always going to be their secret sauce.
That's a good point. But on the flip side, for New England, you have your offensive and defensive play callers for the next X years, and you have the QB. Josh McDaniels just is the Patriots OC for the rest of his career. He's gotten 2 gigs at an offense or as a head coaching gig. He fake took the Colts job years ago, and then was like, actually, never mind. I'm going back to the Patriots. Like. And
it's the same
failed.
thing Matt
Nagy
failed
miserably.
Has, or not Matt Nagy. It's the same thing. What's his name? The Chiefs defensive coordinator, Spagnuolo.
Oh yeah.
It's the same situation. Like he's just
had
not going
opportunities
anywhere.
as a head coach, and it's just like, why would I? It hasn't worked out for me. I have a great thing going here. McDaniels has gone through 2 different head coaches cycles with the Patriots, and he's still the Patriots OC. Like he just is their OC for the rest of his career, probably. So yeah, I think that the fact you have a great play caller, you have a great head coach who also is a great defensive-minded coach, and you have the rookie QB, I think you'd be foolish to not want to trade places with that team if they lose the Super Bowl. But if you don't know the loser, like you said, maybe you'd just rather take the Lions situation.
I think the Patriots are a no-brainer. Seattle is what I'm getting really stuck on right now. To have that defense with that coach, I don't know, but I think having Sam Darnold as your quarterback, like locked into a long-term deal, because I'd imagine at some point he's getting extended by Seattle. The fact
probably
that he got
like
him
next offseason, because I think he can get out of that deal after year 2, I believe. So,
but he's got to be one of those guys that even though yes, he's a different quarterback now than he was 3 years ago. We have to think of him differently. Like still feels like a guy that makes you want to pull your hair out throughout the season.
As soon as he gets the contract that is like in overpay, we're going to feel different about him because that's just how the sport works.
Although we said that about Goff, and then he ripped off his 2 best seasons ever.
And we said that about Brock Purdy, and then Brock Purdy came back from injury
too.
And was like, wow, Brock Purdy's actually nuts.
I think the answer is I'd still stick with the Lions, but it's close. It's really close.
Well, and we're forgetting Seattle has the Emerald City Route Artist.
The what?
It's this meme going around. It's a new nickname for JSN.
Emerald City Route Artist?
It's the longest nickname ever.
He's got the longest name ever.
Someone at the Super Bowl media was like, hey, I got a new nickname recommendation for you. I know you love JSN. What about the Emerald City Route Artist? And it was just like everyone's memeing him because it's just the worst nickname of all time.
Goff and St. Brown, or not Goff and St. Brown, St. Brown and JSN, super similar players in my eyes. But speaking of Jared Goff, I feel like his career has been copied and pasted. I'll tell you who that is in 90 seconds. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live right here on 100.9 The Mid. Super Bowl weekend, Olympic weekend, Michigan State in action. Michigan in action last night. We got Pistons Knicks tonight as well. A lot of great stuff going on this weekend. We're here for the next 3 hours. 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. They help businesses solve real tech problems securely, efficiently, and without the headaches. When your IT is working the way it should, everything else gets a heck of a lot easier. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can find them online at ironstacktechnology.com. Welcome back in, everybody. Jared Goff's career, even before he showed up to the Lions, that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. Terrible season as a rookie. He barely plays. Then he comes in the next year, and before you know it, he's in the Super Bowl, but it's not really because he's playing well. But then again, if you get to a Super Bowl and you're the quarterback, you have to be playing halfway decent at the very least. And then they lose the Super Bowl, and they say, you know what? You're not our guy anymore. Doesn't it feel like this is a very adjacent career that Sam Darnold has put together? But instead of the team that drafted him getting to a Super Bowl, it's almost the inverse. It's the team that drafted him, set him up to fail so much, goes through a couple different stops, and now he ends up in Seattle. No one believes in this guy the same way no one believed in Jared Goff when he showed up to the Lions, even though he had been to a Super Bowl. He was viewed as a bridge quarterback. I don't know about you, but when the Seahawks signed Sam Darnold, I viewed him as like a bridge quarterback. I didn't really understand what their motive was. He certainly wasn't a franchise quarterback, and now he's kind of played his way into one. And even if he loses, it feels like, you know what, he's completely revitalized his career. Former number 1 overall pick, once upon a time, pretty quickly into his career, was viewed as a complete bust. That was after he showed some flashes early, always had like a nice arm, but never the most athletic guy. Doesn't this feel very adjacent to the Jared Goff career, even if he loses this game? Because then they both have the Super Bowl loss under their belt.
Well, Darnold was the 3rd pick, but still
top 3 pick,
top picks in the draft. Yeah. I mean, sure, I guess, but Darnold was just I think Darnold is in his own case. Like, I think this is one of the weirdest things we've ever seen in my lifetime in the NFL, as far as from a quarterback storyline of a career. I get, like, I think it is similar for Goff, but he also like hasn't been to the Super Bowl with his new team, and I know that he did, he was with the Rams, so the inverse thing makes sense there. But like, Darnold was on 2 different teams and was just a disaster. Obviously was not set up great. I mean, if we're thinking of the 2 most disastrous franchises in the NFL post Sam Darnold being drafted in 2018, are the Jets and the Panthers the first 2 teams you think of? The Cleveland Browns just have to
probably.
be thrown in because of everything they've done with Deshaun Watson. But
Yeah, well, they have the Baker situation that is very
the
similar
Browns
to this
are put,
as well.
The Browns are put in their own group. They're in their own, and then there's 29 other teams. And then I think the Jets and Panthers
31.
are the first two. Yeah, sorry, 31. So, yeah, it wasn't set up great, but it's not like Darnold was also, like, awesome, so it wasn't anything that was like, yeah, Darnold is – He'll have a Geno Smith type of career where he'll rebound off of being with the Jets. No one really thought that, and it's funny that both of them rebounded with Seattle at the end of the day. And then he goes and spends a year as a backup quarterback as well. Like, Jared Goff was never on that category.
No.
He was never in the stance of, like, man, he's going to go back up some 7th-round pick Brock Purdy for a year. And Darnold was just in backup quarterback territory. And then when he got signed with Minnesota, it was like, is he going to be J.J. McCarthy's just – first 4 weeks guy, and then McCarthy's going to take over. Boom, McCarthy gets injured for the year, and it's like, boom, here's Sam Darnold. Like, if everything goes according to plan, Sam Darnold's not even here right now, probably, right? J.J. McCarthy doesn't get hurt. He probably is the QB by week 6.
Yeah, and maybe that's what the Colts end up going with, and he's playing with the Colts instead of Daniel Jones. Like, who really knows?
Who really knows at all?
If JJ doesn't get hurt.
And obviously Darnold was good, though, in Minnesota, so maybe if he started off good with J.J. healthy, they might have just continue to roll with Sam Darnold because the Vikings were a really good team. So it's odd to think about what could have been if J.J. McCarthy just stays healthy in that offseason post-draft. But I think Goff is probably the closest thing to Darnold, I guess, out of any starting quarterback in the NFL. But, man, Darnold is just he's in some odd territory of what he has rebounded from in his career.
Goff, Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. The revision of all of those guys' careers, is fascinating to me because they all were casted away, and now and then have found a new home where they are considered a franchise quarterback and have been paid accordingly. Who's the next guy that's going to end up like that? It's a complete failure. Right. Where they got drafted and then it ends up working out elsewhere, whether that's the next team or 2 teams later.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know if it'll ever be replicated to the extent that it has with Sam Darnold, getting to the Super Bowl on your 5th team now. God,
Goff and Baker are the more.
5th team is crazy.
Well, Baker was what? Browns?
Yeah, this is Baker's
Panthers,
5th team as well. Browns, Panthers, Rams. No, it's his 4th team.
Rams and then Bucks, yeah.
Yeah. And the Rams was really the reason why he got revitalized, and that was another backup, just an odd situation. Everybody's hurt. You're going to be the QB.
Well, even remember out of San Francisco when it was there was even buzz then that Sam Darnold has been putting together excellent reps and people would be very interested, and Shanahan had fixed him.
It's a good point. I think the number one guy that as far as has the chance to be that guy is Mac Jones. Just because he started a good amount of games this year for San Francisco. The conversations were being had, and I'm not even just saying this because Darnold was the Niners backup and then now it's Mac Jones, but we remember the conversations we were having in week 6 when the Niners beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football. Just sit Brock Purdy the rest of the year. Mac Jones is the QB. And it makes sense because this would be Mac Jones' 4th team if he goes and, what if he's Miami's quarterback next year? What if he's Atlanta's quarterback? There's
Where
a lot
was he
of
the
teams.
year before? Miami?
He was with Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right. Jacksonville.
Yeah, he was the Jags
Florida
backup.
team's mixed up.
And he was really good with what's his face? Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, he was the reason Brian Thomas Jr. was so awesome.
And now Brian Thomas Jr. stinks, all because Trevor Lawrence. But that's the thing. It would be there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback this offseason, and there's not a lot of quarterbacks to be had. There's one guy in the first round that's going to the Raiders, and then it's is Ty Simpson going to go in the first round? Is this guy going to go in the first round? So I think Mac Jones is the leader of that group. Malik Willis has a little bit of buzz too. To me, it has to be a guy that I know Goff just went from Rams to Lions. It's got to be a guy that's been on several teams that has faced adversity, and this would be their 3rd team. Malik Willis has faced a ton of adversity. I think that a lot of people are higher on him. I don't really think I don't view him as a real starting quarterback in the NFL. I think Mac Jones though actually has a case to be this guy.
Does Tua count, or is he just done? Too many concussions. It's just over.
I think Tua would have to go to another team. Be there for a year as the backup or fail again, and then the next team is where he comes back. But I also think there's just no way.
Yeah, I also just don't want to bet on that to happen. Yeah. Can I throw out one more that is probably not going to happen, but who knows? I was kind of intrigued by it this past season, and we never really saw it. Zach Wilson, former Jets pick.
Was he on Miami this year? And this would be his 14 because he went to Denver, was part of that quarterback room. He was the third string in Denver behind Jarrett Stidham, and then was in Miami this year and also didn't play. He was the third string there. Quinn Ewers
that's why
was the
it's kind of a dart throw because he's been the third string, not even just a backup.
Where's he even going to play at? Where's the opportunity for him to play?
I think the answer is just Mac Jones, unless you want to give me Justin Fields. Justin Fields week 1 next year when he wins a crazy game and has 250 yards and 70 yards on the ground. And it's like, wait a minute, is he good? And then that team ends up winning 3 games the whole year.
Fields fits the timeline, though. He absolutely fits the Sam Darnold timeline. Failed in 3 spots, just given up by 3 different teams, given up on. He fits the timeline.
Except he's still under contract with
the Jets, yeah.
That's
a really good point. I mean, he's once again, we've had this conversation, not trying to open up a Justin Fields combo right now, but he just is going to be the Jets quarterback next year.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
He's under contract. They're not going to pick one.
Jets fans are going to hate it.
They're not going to pick one. Just go be bad again. You have a bunch of picks.
And guess what? He's making 3 times as much as he did last year, this season, this upcoming one.
Or do they bring in? Was Frank Reich the coach of the Colts when they drafted Anthony Richardson? Because Frank Reich is their new OC. So,
just you replace Justin Fields with Justin Fields, essentially.
With bigger Justin Fields, yeah.
989-837-6125. It's our Super Bowl show here on 100.9 The Mid. We'll get to our picks here in a little bit. I think we've gone 2 weeks knowing the Super Bowl without really spilling who either of us think are going to win. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't really decide who I definitively thought was going to win until the last 48 hours or so, and I think I finally settled in on one of the teams. Did it take you a while, or have you always known?
So I had the team that I wanted for a while, but I hadn't really made a pick yet. And then after I've come down to the pick, I've come down to the score that I'm going to pick as well. So I'm excited for that.
Well, I've got an exact score too. In the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to take a decent amount of time, and I'm talking we're going to combine 2 segments into a mega segment to do our NFL prop bet Palooza. We're going to have a ton of, I don't know, I probably have 30 bets written down, Kyle. We'll do our fake bets in the 11 o'clock hour, including things like Shane Gillis Bud Light commercial, first quarter, plus 110. Would you take it? So we'll do that around the league, whole bunch of other stuff. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on YouTube, and, of course, on Facebook as well. As always, we're presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, the siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Do not wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come. Kyle Sandel is producing for us today. It's the last day we have set up in here in this suite. Kyle Sandel, it's the last time he'll be doing the news from the suite. Take it away. It's the mid-morning catch.
Boom, let's do it. Man, it's the last day in this suite. That's kind of sad. Like,
No, it's not.
yeah, I know. It's not sad
We
at
get to
all.
go to the new studio. We get to get out of this cold room. A real setup. An improved setup.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. And I'm ready to get into the news as well. First off, let's look at the community calendar, as always presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Today, from noon to 3, for our young people out there, there's a SVSU Spring University-wide Employment Fair going on from noon to 3. It's at the Ryder Center at the East Arena at SVSU. If you want to go check out there, check out a lot of different careers that you can enter into. And if you want to see what's going on this weekend in the Great Lakes Bay region, just head to maxlovesmidland.com/community-calendar. Okay, we got a lot to talk about in the news here, Ben, because I know we're doing a lot of Super Bowl stuff today, so this seems like our time to talk about what's happened in the last 24 hours. A lot has. First off, Tarek Skubal, after the show yesterday, wins his arbitration over the Tigers. He will make 32 M's this season, which is pretty crazy. And you know what's even crazier? That number jolts the Tigers into a top 10 payroll team for 2026.
I never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, it's no surprise that they ended up losing the arbitration battle to Tarek Skubal. I said yesterday, they were minus 500, minus 600, something like that. And as all these pieces are being written about the arbitration, but this is the most covered an arbitration has ever been. I've never once been interested in this much in off-season baseball and the arbitration stuff, and this has been like I said yesterday, a soap opera between the Tigers and Tarek Skubal. It's zero surprise that he won the arbitration number, considering the Tigers gave him a measly $19 million offer. I still think I really can't wrap my head around what the Tigers' reasoning behind that was. This is a multi-billion-dollar organization, and it just became so apparent. These guys got played so hard.
Yeah, it's really bad. From a lot of the baseball media pages and just people that I trust in Major League Baseball, really feel like the Tigers will not move Tarek Skubal, and if anything, it's going to be a deadline thing, if anything.
See, that's where, if he walks out there opening day, you can't trade him throughout the season. You can't do that.
Unless the season is going awry. If the Tigers are not playing well at the deadline, you have to trade him,
They could be 5 games below 500, though, and they could be in first place in the AL Central.
I don't want to think
the
about
problem.
that. I think we have to be positive Tigers fans from this point forward, because the Skubal stuff is over, unless we get some Skubal trade talk going on. And they actually paid a guy. I do think that's kind of getting blinded in all of this. They paid a pitcher the highest average salary a left-handed pitcher ever. The Tigers, that team, their spending over the rest of the division right now is ungodly. They actually are spending. So I think we do have to at least acknowledge that here. I'm not trying to give Chris Ilitch any credit, but I kind of am.
Best 1-2 punch in the American League.
I might celebrate with a hot and ready this weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Get ready for it to be $9 to pay that Framber Valdez contract. It's hey, can I have a hot and ready and some sticks?
Yeah,
that'll be
$21.99.
What?
I mean, that's how I feel nowadays when I go in there. I'm like, wait, it's $11 for both of these? What?
Everyone in the store is wearing Framber Valdez jerseys. You're paying for these.
More Tigers news. This is some pretty unfortunate news. We got the World Baseball Classic rosters. We'll run through them in the later part of the news. But Javi Baez is not going to be on Team Puerto Rico, who he competed with in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, because he's serving a suspension for a failed drug test of marijuana. You're like, oh, man, Javi, what are we doing, man? You got to follow the rules.
No.
Yeah, this comes from 2023. He was smoking weed in 2023, and he is suspended for this year's World Baseball Classic.
Kyle, this could have been 3 years ago. How about 3 days ago? Who in the Big 2-6, we're getting people in trouble for smoking weed? Why? Who cares? It's how many states is? I don't know how many states.
I think
legal
24. I believe 24 states.
Oh, I think it's more than that it's legal.
I was looking at something this morning. I think it's around that. It could be more than that.
I thought it was way more than that. But either way, seriously, the NBA has completely blinded their eye to that. They don't even care anymore. Same with the NFL.
The MLB has the Major League Baseball doesn't even have rules for it anymore. But the World Baseball Classic does, and the reason why this suspension is hitting now. once again, really dumb. So the rule is that if you do get caught for the failed drug test, it's a 2-year suspension, and they started the suspension in April of 2024, which I don't know how that makes any sense, a full year after the suspension was started. Nonetheless, no Javi Baez in the World Baseball Classic, which sucks because like he's like a key figure for Team Puerto Rico, so that kind of blows.
In the big 2-6, man. Who cares?
Yeah, it's really messed up. We're going to run through the rest of those rosters, like I said, later for the big names that are going to be competing for different teams for USNM. No Puerto Rico for Riley Green as well. So, okay, NFL awards. We got to obviously do the big ones first, but we're going to do the littlest one first here.
Okay.
Or maybe it's the biggest dude. Because, wow, this was a shock. The protector of the year is not Penei Sewell. Joe Thuney of the Chicago Bears wins the inaugural Protector of the Year award. Ben, you came on this show like 2 weeks ago and basically guaranteed that Penei Sewell was winning this award.
Yeah, because he had the second highest run blocking grade of any offensive lineman in the history of football since PFF has been tracking that, only behind Trent Williams. Yeah, I think this is more of a lifetime achievement award for Joe Thuney. Like, I'm not trying to take away anything that guy did in Chicago this year, but come on, man. Like, Penei Sewell's in talks for Offensive Player of the Year last year. He's by far the best weapon on an offensive line. I think what hurt him the most was just that the Lions' offensive line wasn't very good this season, and because of that, Penei Sewell paid the price for it, even though it was 0% his fault that the Lions' O-line took a step backwards this season. You know, this one's the only award that's not voted on by voters. This one was just a panel of 4 former offensive linemen. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking at
like
the PFF numbers.
No, I don't think so either.
It's a bunch of Johns voting on this one. Okay, NFL awards, the rest of them. We can run through these, but I do have a couple of stats to go with the MVP. Matt Stafford wins the MVP. Pretty cool. I thought this was awesome. Like you said, he announced afterwards that he will be back with the Rams next year. I don't think that's much of a surprise, but of course he had the retirement talks last offseason, so he had to clarify that up. A couple of interesting tidbits. Stafford's the first player to win MVP for a team outside of the top 2 seeds since Adrian Peterson in 2012. And he's only the 3rd non-division winning quarterback to win MVP as well. So it also, like we said, the closest race since 2003 when McNair and Manning tied for the MVP. They were co-MVPs. So, yeah, pretty close race between Stafford and May, but it goes to Matt.
You thought it should have went to Stafford, right? I thought it should have went to May.
I was the Stafford guy, yeah.
I just think there's a handful of quarterbacks you could have put on the Rams this year, and they maybe not put up the insane numbers that Stafford did, but like they could have just led them to a 5 seed. They could have, didn't win the division. But like Drake May, how many guys do you replace him with, and he gets them to where he got them? Even not even including the Super Bowl, but just as a 2 seed.
Sure.
With what he was doing with his legs and the downfield stuff, I think there was 2 to 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that could have done what he did this year for the Pats. I thought he was more valuable if we're breaking it down to a literal sense.
I just don't love how, like, with the awards, a lot of people feel that it's Stafford all season long, and then on Monday Night Football he throws 2 interceptions against the Atlanta Falcons, and now he's not the MVP.
Well,
I just think that's kind of ridiculous.
But when there's 17 games, you can't really afford games like that.
When you think that the whole year he's the MVP, and then one game against a non-playoff team that truly does not affect anything, they wouldn't have won the division anyways. I don't know. I just think that it's kind of a lot to put on a game like that. When we felt that way for 14 games that he is the MVP.
Yeah, but Drake May just sneakily kept winning games the entire time.
Agreed. Like, I think May had a great case as well. Like, I do as well. But they do get the Coach of the Year with Mike Vrabel, so that might have played into it a little bit. No need to double up for them. We'll give Stafford the MVP. Vrabel is the Coach of the Year. We'll run through the rest of these. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. No shock there. The Emerald City Route Artist is the Offensive Player of the Year. That's Jackson Smith and Jigba. Ted McMillan is the Offensive Rookie of the Year, so shout out to Ted McMillan. There was a lot of names tossed around all season long for who would have won this. I know you were probably happy that Jackson Dart did not win.
Yes.
Carson Schweschinger is the Defensive Rookie of the Year of the Cleveland Browns. So, man, the Browns get both of the defensive awards. Shout out to the Browns. First good thing that's happened to them. And then CMC is the Comeback Player of the Year. And then the most important award, of course, is the Man of the Year. And Bobby Wagner is the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Any flack about any of these awards? Do you think anybody got snubbed?
No, MVP was my big one. I guess I thought Puka Nacua had just had a better season than JSN, but if Stafford wins MVP, it feels like illegal to give one of his receivers Offensive Player of the Year. That doesn't seem fair. So, yeah, I'm fine with it going to JSN.
We'll do the last thing in the news here. We'll hold off the Michigan stuff, the hockey stuff, and the Hall of Fame stuff for later. Pistons last night lose pretty bad to a Wizards team that had some guys out there that I was like, huh? Like who? Jameer Watkins from Florida State plays for the Wizards? A lot of that going on there. They get essentially, I mean, they were losing by 10 plus the whole game.
Yeah.
Kevin Huerter plays 6 minutes in his debut, but I think the bigger news coming into today's show is that there was no other moves made yesterday from Detroit. The Kevin Huerter-Ivy trade is the only one that goes down.
Yeah, it's fine. B- trade deadline.
B-
It was a fine move in a
fine,
vacuum,
yeah.
but I really would have liked them to add someone else. Hopefully they can add a buyout guy, whether that's Chris Middleton or somebody else. Chris Paul wouldn't necessarily hate that. Want to see what kind of shape he's in. But yeah, hopefully they can bounce back tonight against the New York Knicks.
Yep.
All right, when we come back, halftime show. It's been controversial. I'll tell you what I think about this and why Bad Bunny is going to deliver in a big way. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Minute, YouTube, and Facebook. Before we send it to break for 60 seconds, let me tell you about Midland Eye Care. You guys can see the difference right there at Midland Eye Care, where your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Locally owned and trusted by families throughout the Midland area while offering comprehensive eye care services and in-demand lenses and frames. Whether you're updating your prescription or just checking in on your eye health, they've got you covered. Book your appointment today and start seeing clearer tomorrow. That is Midland Eye Care. All right, Kyle, yesterday, I got to admit, when I was over at the Greater Midland Community Center, getting a quick lift in before my pickup basketball, well, I guess not pickup, my league basketball game, which we finally won, by the way, I was binging Bad Bunny. I wanted to get myself ready. I wanted to drown myself in as much Bad Bunny music as possible in preparation for Sunday's halftime show. Look, I'm biased. I'm a WWE fan. I like pro wrestling, and I think Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity wrestler we've ever had. He came in. They had a pay-per-view in Puerto Rico a couple of years back. Not only do I think he had the best celebrity match ever, the best performance ever, just also the greatest entrance of all time. I'd play it, but we'd get flagged on YouTube. Just electrifying every single bone in my body when this guy comes out to his own music, out in his home country. I thought the roof of that place was going to implode when I was watching it live. I thought the whole stadium was going to come down because people were raving so hard as he's walking to the arena. You got the drone shot. That's how I know Bad Bunny more than anything is through the WWE, and of course he won that match, and it was incredible. Just a high flyer athlete all around. And then when I was kind of like diving into his music yesterday while I was getting my lift in, it's like, I like this guy. I've always said music, I'm not the first person to say this, but music's a universal language. Like, you don't really have to know the lyrics for you to enjoy some music and the way it sounds to your ears. I'm really looking forward to the halftime show on Sunday. I would like to buy stock going into it that he delivers in a big-time way and he puts on a really good show because he's an awesome performer, whether that's in the ring or with a microphone in front of his face. Yeah,
I mean, think about two of the biggest songs of our lifetime growing up. Despacito and Gangnam Style. You know, you didn't need to know the lyrics to those words. Point. Those were just like, I'm doing the dance, you know?
Despacito.
So, look, I will say, though, like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm this humongous Bad Bunny fan.
No, neither am I.
But I also just think, like, I don't really care. Like, that's my whole thing about the halftime show. Like, I think it's the same opinion that I have on the All-Star game in the NBA and the Pro Bowl and this and that. Like, I just don't care because it's hard to do a good halftime show at the Super Bowl. It's just difficult. You have, 10, 15 minutes to do this humongous performance that you would actually typically do in like an hour? You have to cram it all into this short amount of time, and it's like you have this short song list that you have to go through. You have to figure out which ones are playing at which time to get the attention of the crowd and everybody. It's a difficult thing to do, and for me, it could be my favorite artist. It could be Drake going out there and doing the halftime show, and I still would just be like, I care more about the football game.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, of course.
Like, to me, halftime is a time where I'm just like, this is where I can go on my phone and see what live bets I want to place. Like, am I taking Pat's live money line right now? You know, like, that's kind of like, I'll watch it, but to me, it's just like the commercials. Everyone puts too much stock into all that stuff. I'm excited for it, sure. Like, I think I guess I'm interested.
I care about the halftime show way more than than the commercials. Yeah, I'm not a big commercials.
The commercials
person.
Thing is just like that. That's when I'm getting up to go get more snacks. That's when I'm looking at my phone. Like, the commercial stuff is whatever. But the halftime, I'm more interested, I guess, than excited for how the reaction to Bad Bunny is going to be because it is new. Like you said, like it's a Spanish performance. I think that's going to be fun. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
No, I think you make a great point on Gangnam Style and Despacito being two of the best songs we've had.
Opa Gangnam Style. Like, that song went crazy.
Hey, sexy lady.
Hey, yeah.
And Bad Bunny will have, like, you know, the sexy lady line. He'll have lines like that in English that you'll be able to understand, but you really don't have to know exactly what he's saying. Like, I listened to a couple songs and I was just, like, in the gym, like, almost like it was rave music. Like, oh, and he, Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny. And I loved it. I thought I had an incredible time getting ready for the basketball game yesterday as I was just had the AirPods in going crazy. Do I know what he's saying? Absolutely not, but it got me moving a little bit.
Right.
I'm pumped up for it. And, you know, my bias kicking in from his WWE days when he just was an electrifying performer. That's what I think this comes down to. Are you a good performer or are you not? And in the case of Bad Bunny, I think the answer is unequivocally going to be yes.
I think so, too. And I just think overall, like, most halftime shows just aren't very, like, there's not been many halftime performances where I'm like, wow. What a performance. Like, I just don't I think it's difficult to do. It's difficult to wow everyone at the Super Bowl halftime. Like RP in the YouTube chat, halftime is a great time to go get snacks, go to the bathroom, or go home. Halftime shows suck. I don't know if I would go as far as they suck, but
No,
I do
but
think
their
that they're
last
just
couple years,
they're just not very good. Like, it's just hard to do. Not even the fact that they stink. It's just they're hard to do good.
Well, the last couple of years, look, I like rap music. It's my favorite genre of music. It's just a hard genre to do live to when you're not singing. Like
What other than pop and rock is? You know, like
Bad Bunny. What kind of music are we classifying Bad Bunny? Pop? R&B?
probably pop.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I love Kendrick Lamar. He's my favorite artist of all time. It's just like it's tough to do those songs when you're kind of just talking into a microphone.
Right.
Like even the Super Bowl from a couple years back with 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar and Snoop Dogg and Eminem, like it's just a little tougher to do that when you're not really performing. You're kind of just like rapping or talking into a microphone. Who did it 2 years ago before Kendrick?
I don't remember these
I don't
things.
remember.
I don't remember these things.
I
mean, it's not the Black Eyed Peas one is the one that everyone hates the most, right? Isn't that like the notorious like worst Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah, but I'll never say anything bad about the Black Eyed Peas. I love the Black Eyed Peas.
Lady Gaga when she came flying out from the top of the stadium, like that was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, that
Oh, it was Rihanna. I liked when Rihanna.
Oh,
was
Rihanna's
great.
was good. Rihanna's was good. Yes, that's actually a good one. Yeah. But I think that like that to your point when you ask about like who did the Super Bowl halftime show 2 years ago, me not knowing is the exact reason how I feel about all of these. You know, they're just not memorable. You forget about them so easily, and it's hard to be memorable in a good way. If you remember the halftime show, it's probably because it was really bad.
I lied. Rihanna was 2 years ago. It was Usher with Alicia Keys a couple of years back, which was also really
That's
good.
right. And when they did My Boo, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty big. Yeah.
No, I had a great time yesterday in the gym listening to Bad Bunny, so I'm excited for it. It's something I'm looking forward to this weekend for sure. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Minute. Brad Tunney making an appearance into the camera now.
Brad Tunney or Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny and Brad Tunney. All right, this is Ben Bosscher Show. We'll be right back with the 10 o'clock hour on the way. Don't go anywhere. Our Super Bowl prop bets coming up next. All right, welcome back in. Ben Bosscher Show, 10 o'clock hour. Let's get things rolling. I want to combine two segments, do a little mega segment here. Super Bowl prop bets. Kyle, I have a list of just far too many bets, to say the least. I probably sat down. This was over the course of the last 2 days. Probably a combined 90 minutes, maybe a little bit more time than I'd like to admit, to the point where Generic Sportsbook multiple times asked me if I needed a reality check.
Multiple reality checks. That's a yikes.
Yeah, I think those are set for every 15 minutes. Like, hey, you've been on this website for 15 minutes. Yes, I'm aware. Don't remind me of it. I have a ton of bets written down. I'm sure you do as well. I just want to start going through a ton of them, and then by the end, I want to decide maybe our 10 favorite ones, 12 favorite ones that we actually are going to place U.S. dollars on ourselves. But I figured for the sake of the show, we have $100 bets, we have $50 bets, and we have $25 bets as our units.
Okay. Yeah, I like this because last year I did really bad in the Super Bowl because I was blinded by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I would like to make up for that this year.
We all were.
Yes.
We all were. It's okay. Let's start here. Let's start with the special. No, you know what? Let's start with the repeats, okay? This is obviously a rematch from Super Bowl 2000. I don't know the numbers.
I don't know the numbers.
The Roman numerals, not a good look. Hey, Roger Goodell.
Not a good
switch
look?
Switch up the Roman
Oh,
numerals.
come on.
Nobody.
They can't change that up, man.
It's 2026. Nobody knows what the Roman numerals are.
I think that's a you thing.
There's one repeat bet that I really liked. There's this whole tab in the Generic Sportsbook about repeats. Seattle to attempt a pass on the 1 yard line, plus 500. Patriots top 10 team in opponent rushing yards per game. They get to the 1. Patriots absolutely stuff the box. They load it up. They try with Kenneth Walker. He can't get it once. They try with Kenneth Walker. Can't get it twice. All of a sudden, it's 3rd or 4th down, and they're at the 1. And they're trying to do let's turn Sam Darnold into the Super Bowl hero, and we got some play action, and he's going to roll out. We don't even need him to complete the pass, just an attempt, as long as he doesn't take in a sack. A pass from the 1 yard line, plus 500 for Seattle to attempt it.
I think every Seattle fan would melt if this happened. I mean, there's no way in hell they do this.
If they get stuffed 3 times in a row, do they have a choice?
Ben, we live in an era of the tush push. They're just doing that. You know, like, oh,
Good
man, we
point.
got stuffed 2 times in a row. Let's do the tush push for a 3rd time. You know, like, they'll just bring in A.J. Barner to do it.
What if they get stuffed 3 times in a row, though?
Oh, here's the tush push for the 4th time. Like, there's no way they pass that from the one. Like, that team can't. Maybe New England, you know. That team cannot pass from the 1 yard line. I think that this is my least favorite one.
Okay.
It's the first one.
This is why we combine thoughts on this. That was a
Correct.
good one to talk me out of. You know, I have about 30 of them. There's no way all 30 of them you would have liked, so we
Right.
can narrow it down.
That's fair.
All right, I'll cross that one out. Let's go to some more generic specials. Both teams to record an interception, plus 180. Drake May's played some very sloppy football here in the postseason. Sam Darnold led the NFL in interceptions and turnovers.
Hasn't thrown one in the playoffs, like kind of do maybe.
Kind of do. And whoever's losing this game, I think, I do think this game's going to be close. I have a hard time thinking it's going to be a blowout. And whatever team's trailing in the 4th quarter, one of the quarterbacks, whether it's Drake May with the lack of experience or Sam Darnold just because that's who he is, they're going to try to get heroic in this one. And that's where the second turnover could come into play. Both teams to throw an interception, plus 180.
I actually have this one written down as well. I love this one.
Green lighting it.
For sure that like one interception gets thrown in this game. Like there will be one, but these are 2 defenses that, you know, obviously Seattle's defense is much better than New England's, but New England gets picks, man. Like both Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones, like they just be getting picks. And then you've got Seattle.
Carlton Davis too.
Yeah, Carlton Davis, who he'll get picks too. And Seattle, of course, is gonna. I mean, they're like the definition of getting picks and forcing turnovers. So I like this one a lot. I think that at plus 180, I kind of wish it was a little higher.
I was just gonna say,
Darnold hasn't thrown a pick yet. Like it should be probably at least plus 200. But I like this one. Yeah.
Both teams take a lot of deep shots too.
Because it feels like a plus one. I mean, this is a parlay at the end of the day. You know, like you are 2 things have to happen for plus 180. I don't know. It seems a little bit sketch, but I do like it. Yes.
So what do we think then? $25 bet?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
50?
Well, I would go. It's 180 though, so it's like we'll go with the 25 unit here.
Okay.
The 1/4 unit. Yeah.
Highlight that. What do we want? What do we want the color for the $25 bets to be? Orange?
We'll go. Yeah, I like orange. We'll
Okay.
go orange and then green. And
Yellow,
then,
green.
Yeah, orange, yellow, green. Okay.
Okay, next special. Defense or special teams touchdown. We've got Rashid Shaheed. We've got Marcus Jones, two of the most electric punt returners in football. How much are they actually going to return the punts and the kicks? Somewhat in question. But we do have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Pick happens. Who knows after that? We've got them like one of the best pressure teams in the NFL in Seattle, potentially turning over Drake May. And then, of course, we got Sam Darnold, who's just prone to fumbling the ball. Did it 4 times this year, and they lost all 4. They lost 4 fumbles with him this year. Defense or special teams touchdown plus 210.
Oh, this is tough. I don't think so. I think there's no chance that Rashid Shaheed returns another kick for a touchdown, right? Like, just no chance.
I mean, he's going to return punts, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like anything, though. Like, there's no way they allow him to return a punt or kick. And then on the flip side,
How do you not allow a team to return a punt, though?
kick it out of bounds, or kick it so
who
high.
Who does that, though? Who does that?
Kick it so high so that your guys can get down there in time. Like, I just think that, man, you can't allow this guy to flip the game because he has in the playoffs so far. So I think that was just going to be, they're not going to even give them an opportunity to. It would have to be the defensive touchdown, which, if we're saying both guys are going to throw a pick, like, then maybe we're kind of implying that. I mean, if both teams get an interception, your odds of scoring a defensive touchdown
still pretty high.
But, like, a lot better than just in general if we think the picks are going to happen. So I would lean no on this one. I would lean I'm out. What are the odds, though?
210.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
210? I thought it was, like, way higher than that.
Okay, I'm blacking it out.
Okay.
JSN and Diggs. This is actually one of my favorite ones. What do you think the odds are that JSN and Diggs each have 5 receiving yards in each quarter?
Both of them 5 in each quarter.
Both of them 5 in each quarter.
Probably like in the plus 200 to 300 range. Is it way higher than that?
What if I told you it was plus 1,300?
5 in each quarter?
It's essentially 1 catch a quarter for all of them. Diggs is the most... He's going to be one of the most reliable guys. He's played in the big games. He's been staring from the corner of the end zone at all the celebrations for like 7 years now, whether it was in Minnesota or Buffalo. He's ready for this moment. He's been living for it. I think he's going to be Drake May's favorite weapon in this game. They're going to utilize him a little bit more than they typically do, because typically he's only on the field for like 60 to 70% of the game. I think he's out there basically the whole time as long as there's receivers out there. And JSN, of course, is going to do this.
There's just been a lot of games this year. Yeah, JSN for sure. But there's been a lot of games this year where Diggs just is kind of invisible for New England.
This is what he's been waiting for his whole life.
So let's say, like, on the good side of things, you're getting 2 drives a quarter, right?
Sure.
5 a quarter, man. Oh, this is the Diggs part is the sketchy one. Plus 1,300. Maybe I could get
really
to throwing.
high.
Maybe I could get to throwing the 25 on this. Like,
Okay.
for those odds. Can I give you one that is similar to this, though?
Yeah.
Because I saw in each quarter thing as well. I'm going to write this one down because I think it's pretty solid. So I also have an in each quarter one. We know how much Mike Vrabel just loves Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh, I've got a Ramondre one as well.
I think this one is just a splash here. Ramondre Stevenson, 5 rush yards in each quarter. You would think that's minus money, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's plus 185. Plus 185 for 5 rush. I mean, that's 1 carry he could get that.
I see you this, and I take you a step further. K9 and Stevenson to both rush for 5 yards each quarter, plus 490.
Ooh, with K9 involved? Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over that. I'm all over. Because K9's the easy one, right?
Yeah, unless Seattle just is like still committed to splitting the backfield with that third guy that I had never heard of until last week.
George Halani.
Yeah.
I have something about him in here.
Do we like combining them, or do we just like Ramondre 5 yards? What was that, plus 180? Because I do like maybe $100 the $100 bet on that.
I think that, like, if for the combination or just for Ramondre.
Just for Ramondre. Now, if we're going to do the K9 and Stevenson, I think that's a $50 bet waiting to happen for our fake money.
I would go just the Ramondre for the 100.
Okay.
Because that's plus 185. We got some people already not loving these in our YouTube chat. Noah says JSN's going to sit the 4th quarter. It'll be a blowout.
My God. No, I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Love this. Noah says, nah, the Pats are about to get spanked, and RP just says, okay.
I don't get who Noah's a fan of.
Noah's a Seahawks fan, man.
But he was a Colts fan earlier. I think he's still a Lions fan, too. Ramondre plus 185, 5+ yards every game?
Yeah, every
quarter. Okay, and are we doing the full $100 bet on that?
Green for 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll reduce this down to real life units later.
Yeah.
Those are all the specials I have for you. I've got some defensive props.
Okay.
We're going to end up going 30, 40 minutes on this.
Yeah, I know, because I have a lot of basic ones. Like, I think sometimes all these crazy special ones you get captured in them, where it's like, I kind of like some of these guys just over and under on passing and receiving yards.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Luckily for us, we don't have to go to commercial today because we're not on the radio.
That's a good point.
Defense and kicking category. Patriots, 10+ kicking points. We need 2 field goals, 3 field goals, and a touchdown.
Points, yeah.
Huh?
Because the extra points. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. 10+ kicking points for New England. What do you think it is?
I mean, that's got to be high. It's got to be high. It's got to be over plus 500, right?
Plus 260.
Really?
Think about this, though. Seattle is the 5th
2
best red zone
field goals?
defense in the NFL. New England's red zone offense ranks 26th.
Okay, but think about this. If we're implying that the 10 points is coming from 2 field goals and 2 extra points, right?
That's 8.
Oh, so 3 field goals and an extra point.
Yeah.
So
or
that's
3 touchdowns. Yeah, it's.
We have
it's
to add the
tough.
points from the touchdowns too, like as far as how much the Pats are going to score. So even if you do the 3 field goals plus the extra point for a touchdown, that's 16 points, like that.
Yeah, I don't like this anymore.
I don't like this, especially if you go the 3 touchdowns route. Then the Pats are just scoring a ton of points. I don't know.
How about? Okay, I've got 2 more defensive ones for you.
Okay.
I wrote these down. The odds could have shifted in the last 24 hours because of the injury. I'm all over Nick Amanawarie to have an insane game. The rookie just sensation.
Can you bet on that? Eamon has an insane game. Minus 200.
I've got 2 bets for you. Him to record an interception is plus 900. He only has 1 this season, but he has 12 pass breakups this year. So he's close. He's real close. He's there making plays.
1 pick all year?
12 pass breakups, though, including 1 last week against the Rams. Drake made 5 turnover-worthy plays and 2 interceptions just in the playoffs alone. So he has been putting the ball in harm's way a little bit.
For sure.
And if the Patriots are losing, I think he gets a little bit audacious and maybe starts to throw the ball in places he shouldn't. And Amanawarie has just been in those places all season long. Plus 900 for him to have a pick. Or I'll give you him to have a sack at plus 680. 3 sacks in the regular season. If you've got any plays, like no point hiding your secrets anymore,
What if
Mike
you
McDonald.
parlay
Blitz
that?
this guy. Blitz this guy. He's a monster.
If we're talking insane game, put him in a parlay. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like we have to do one of these.
I would probably take the sack over the INT. I mean, he's got 1 pick all year.
Which is why it's plus 900.
Right. And I'm not saying like he's incapable of getting picks, but like
Here's why I'd push
he's all over the field because he just gets tackles everywhere. I mean, he's in on every tackle. It's crazy.
And I feel like the 12 pass breakups, he's at the point of where he could get an interception a good amount. The problem with the sack is how many times is he realistically going to blitz? 3 to 4?
Probably, yeah.
He's going to be in the vicinity of having a ton of interceptions. Every time Drake May throws it, he's going to be able to have an opportunity.
I think I would lean the sack if you're going to go with one of these.
What about just both? $25 bet on both.
You could do that too. I'll let you rock with this one.
Yeah.
Solo. Can I give you a field goal one since you did a field goal one?
Sure.
Because I'm all over this. First scoring play of the game. Everyone's going to bet a first touchdown score. I mean, I am too. They never hit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have to do one, but they're never going to hit. I got something that actually is going to hit. First scoring play of the Super Bowl. Seahawks field goal, plus 330. That's the first scoring play of the Super Bowl. Plus 330 for a Seattle field goal. How do we feel?
I feel like on a scripted first drive from Kubiak or McDaniels, they're going to have some awesome red zone plays to try to get in.
So they're scoring, you're saying?
A touchdown, yeah.
All right.
I'm not a huge fan of betting of hoping a team stops in the middle of their first drive.
Well, I'm not a fan of either team. I could care less about what they do. I want them to kick a field goal. Okay, on the flip side then, but we agree Seattle though is the team to score first if anyone's going to score first.
I don't know. I feel like the Patriots could put, if the Patriots went up and down and scored if they won the coin toss, I wouldn't be surprised at that either.
Okay. Well, on the flip side, I think the Patriots on the first drive are going to get stuffed. That's how I feel. I think their first drive is like the Seattle defense, whoa, like they came to play. And then they'll kind of get adjusted. New England Patriots to reach the 50-yard line on the first drive, yes or no? The no is plus 102. Because I saw for their first drive to punt, and that was like a minus 115. But to reach the 50-yard line is a plus 102 for a no. I don't think they get to the 50-yard line on the first drive. I think they go 3 and out on the opening drive. I'm all over that.
So you're not going to like my 2 quick bets that I have then.
Oh, God.
Diggs to have a catch on the first drive.
Okay.
Plus 155. Hunter Henry to have a catch on the first drive.
I did the Hunter Henry one, actually.
Plus 240.
I like the Hunter Henry one. I think that's going to be a quick check down. May's in trouble. Boom, there's Hunter Henry. Plus 240. I like that one.
Just have May ease into it. It's the biggest game he's ever played. Obviously, ease into it. Those are 2 easy targets to go to. I think I might do $25 bet on both Henry and Diggs to have a catch on the first drive for them. The 3 and out would be murderous.
I think they're going 3 and out, but I think they might still get the Henry catch on the 3 and out.
Is there a way for you to hedge yourself to where you bet on the Henry catch on the first drive and them to not cross the 50, and you have a pretty good chance of hitting one of those at least?
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl, man. We're not hedging anything.
Okay. Okay. I've got one more quick bet for you.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. No, I don't. Those were my only ones there. I've got another repeat one for you, though, the specials.
Okay.
Interception to be thrown within a minute with a minute to go in the fourth quarter.
Oh, so it's the comeback effort. They just are chucking it down the field.
We saw Jarrett Stidham do this 2 weeks ago. We saw Matthew Stafford nearly do it.
What is this has to be crazy odds, obviously.
Plus 650.
Really? God, I thought that'd be like plus 1,000.
They know that teams are going to,
yeah,
you have to get desperate.
It makes sense. No, I could see it. It just depends on what the score is. If the score is close enough where a field goal can get them into a spot, then this is probably not going to hit. But
you need it to be more than 3.
It has to be more than 3. They have to be going
honestly,
for a touchdown.
If it's a 2-score game where it's 10 points, 14 points, might be even better.
Or if the team that's winning just has the ball at the end of the game and they're not passing and they're just getting first downs with running it,
That would be disastrous.
That would be disastrous.
That's probably, 650, interesting or no?
It's interesting. No, I don't mind it because I think it is going to be a close game. So for the way that I think this game is going to go, but I also think it's going to be within a field goal, though. So
I also think this was an electric bet to have under a minute to go if it is a close game. Imagine, they're mounting a comeback and interception.
Come on, we need a pick, baby.
My God.
Throw a pick, because no one is rooting for the pick, obviously. So that would be funny.
I'm gonna mark this down.
Can I offer you? I think we did this in the conference championship round, and I thought that was fun. So I picked my favorite from this group, the Triple Crown category.
Oh, I also have a Triple Crown.
Most pass yards, rushing yards, and receiving yards. I have one that I think is a fun one, and then I have the one that I like the most. So
let's see if it's the same as mine, because
okay.
I have one as
well.
The
fun one, I think, is Drake May, most passing yards, Kayshon Boutte, most receiving yards. He catches just a bomb, and that ends up being the most. And K9 for rushing yards. That's plus 2,500. I obviously, that's just the fun one. The realistic one, though?
Yeah.
Darnold, JSN, and Drake May for the rushing yards.
God.
Drake May for the rush yards.
What is that one at?
Plus 1,400. I don't know. I don't think they're just going to feed K9 all game. The Patriots' run defense is pretty good.
I had Sam Darnold, JSN, and Ramondre.
Ooh, you went with Ramondre. Okay.
But that's only plus 700.
See, I think Drake May is going to be using his legs all game, man. If Drake May gets, I think 50-plus rush yards can lead this game on the ground, potentially. K9, obviously, if he gets enough carries, will get there. I just don't know if they're going to force feed him a ton. So I like the Darnold, JSN, May at plus 1,400. Darnold, I think,
May has led them in. He led them in rushing yards against the Chargers. Stevenson led them in rushing yards against
Denver.
Denver
How many
and
carries
Houston.
against Denver?
For May?
For Ramondre. Because I can't
Against
remember.
Denver or Houston?
Against Denver. Yeah, I just want to know the last game.
He had 25 carries.
25?
And only 71 yards.
71, though. I don't know if May can get to set, but 25 carries. I mean, in the snow,
a lot.
obviously they're running it more than you typically probably would.
Yeah, extremely conservative.
Okay, I kind of like yours a little bit, too, then. For
Sam
plus
Darnold,
700.
JSN, Ramondre at plus 700.
Yeah, I like both of those.
25?
Yeah, I think I like yours more, actually.
Okay.
Because I do think Darnold is just going to lead in pass yards. Like, it's just going to be tough for May, I think, to lead, to get more pass yards than Darnold.
Touchdowns. Diggs plus 230. I'm in on Diggs having a pretty big game.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I also have Kupp at plus 260. You got to trust the veterans in these big-time games. Kupp is like the most perfect, trusted veteran possible on this team, and especially if JSN is getting a ton of attention, Kupp is the perfect person to scheme open. They do a little like screen route, not even a screen, but like a rub route for him. He's wide open in the corner of the end zone, runs the little arrow route, and then Diggs on the slant. I feel like they hit Diggs on a slant from the 2-yard line once every other game. Those would be my 2 touchdown scores.
Okay. Look, there's money to be made here for Seattle touchdown scores. Like, they have a random person score in every game. Last game, Jake Bobo scored a touchdown. And Cooper Kupp did as well. Like, that's good value. You had Rashid Shaheed return a kick for a touchdown against San Francisco as well. So it's just about picking the right random person. The tight ends have not been scoring touchdowns for Seattle. But a guy who I've bet on a touchdown score a good amount this season, and it's worked out well sometimes, otherwise it hasn't. I think I like A.J. Barner plus 240 to get in the end zone. You just have the tush-push ability, and you just have him to maybe catch a pass as well. I think Barner's my favorite one at plus 240.
When was the last time he scored?
Good question. Let me look. Because obviously that plays into this. He has the ability to score the rushing one as well.
He
Which
scored
I think
against
is
the
fun.
Panthers in the wild card.
Like,
Oh
not
no,
bad.
that was actually the regular season. So he has not scored yet in the playoffs.
Hasn't scored in the playoffs.
I think you're basically just banking on a tush push.
He scored against the Rams, too, in that game before that. So he scored in back-to-back weeks.
I think I'd rather just do Kupp, me personally,
Yeah, you're probably right.
and
Kupp
Diggs.
to score back-to-back weeks. I think I like the Diggs one. I can get behind the Diggs one.
Cardi B's in attendance. They flash right to her.
Any Cardi B props?
Oh, well, in our fake prop segment in the 11 o'clock hour, I have multiple Cardi B props for you. Yeah, I would go Diggs and Kupp as my touchdown guys.
I like that. I can get behind that. I'm going to write down Diggs.
And I might do $50 bet for both of those.
Really? Okay, I like a Drake May rushing touchdown as well.
Ooh.
But I've just kind of been all over the May
rushing.
the May rushing attempts.
What's
Like,
his just line at for rushing yards?
So let me check. But I'm all over his rush attempts. Do you have a guess at the attempts for Drake May?
4.5.
It's 6.5, which is a little bit
That's a
high.
lot.
It's a little bit high, but I'm still all over it. I just think that it's going to be. I like his rush attempts. His yards is 37.5.
7 times? I'd rather take the yards than the
The yards
7
is
attempts.
probably higher, but I just think there's going to be a lot of like 2 to 3 yard scrambles.
Yeah,
for May.
7 is a lot. If he,
7's a lot.
But a lot of times when he takes off, it is for like 25 yards.
Maybe the yards is the play then at 37.5.
I would rather go Drake May
Okay.
yards.
I like the yards. I'm on the under for K9's yards at 72.5. I just feel like this, to me, this is a line that everyone's going to be hitting the over on. Like, this is as simple as like I just feel like I'm fading the public with this play.
Which one?
K9's under on his rush yards, 72.5. It feels like every betting Super Bowl thing I've listened to this week has just been K9, this, that, K9, this. I think he's awesome. I love K9. But this just, to me, feels like a fade the public play with the under for K9. See, the Patriots have a good run defense.
Yeah,
man.
I was just about to say really good run defense for the Patriots, especially when Millen Williams is in there and he's going to be in there in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I like the K9 under. You said it was at 72?
72.5. Like, that's pretty high. Like, he could still have 60-some yards and have a good game, and it's just, it's not quite there.
Those are all of my goofy ones. I've got my results and my exact score left.
Okay.
Do you have any other just traditional props you want to throw out?
I did the Drake May over rush attempts. No, that's actually it. All I have left is my my score prediction and like my. Oh no, I had one more. JSN to get 100 yards receiving is plus 116. Why not? Like, you know, just kind of a why not, throw it out there. But yeah, all I have left is my exact score.
Plus 116 for him to have 100 yards is the better bet for him to just win Super Bowl MVP?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if Darnold if Darnold doesn't throw a pick and has like 2 touchdowns, he just wins the MVP. If JSN has 100.
Okay. Results, exact score, Super Bowl MVP, and Gatorade color. Those are the last ones I have chosen. The spread. I'm going Patriots by 4.5. Underdogs are 15-7 against the spread in the last 22 Super Bowls. That's pretty significant. They're 9-2 in the Super Bowl if the spread is 3 or more. The underdogs have come through in a big way over the last 2 decades. I think the Patriots do as well. It feels like Seattle. Like, if this game was before the playoffs started, what do you think the spread would be? Seattle by 1.5?
Wait, say that again?
Before the playoffs started, like Week 18. After Week 18, what would the spread in this game have been?
Probably, I don't think quite 1.5, maybe 2 or 3.5.
I think Seattle's just got so much smoke blowing up their butts the last 2 weeks with their 2 playoff wins, and like they played great, so they deserve it. But we may have shifted one deviant too far with Seattle, considering Drake May and the Patriots have been playing in terrible weather against awesome defenses. They're used to it. I think it's just 1 too many points, maybe 2 too many points.
2-2.
I got the Patriots by 4.5.
I'm with you, man. And we've been on the same page a lot, which is funny. But to me, like there is never a more fade the public game than the Super Bowl. You know, it's the most bet on event. That or maybe the Kentucky Derby. Like, so many people will be betting on this game. The public is on Seattle. 66% is on the Seattle spread. 60% is on the money line. Like, everyone is on the Seahawks. And to me, it just feels like you have to take the team that no one's betting on as far as in the Super Bowl. And I just think they're going to keep this close. Do I think the Patriots are going to win? No, I actually don't. But I think they lose and cover. I think that this 4.5 number, it hasn't moved quite yet. I like the Pats plus 4.5.
Super Bowl MVP. I've got Drake May at plus 240. Not only do I think the Patriots cover their spread, I think they get it done.
Wow, you have the Pats winning the Super Bowl.
And I don't think there's a single person on the Patriots short of a player with a pick 6 or 2 interceptions or 3. It has to be Drake May. Against this Seattle defense, if they win the game, he's going to have to be fantastic. And we've got a chance to see something pretty historic here. It'd be the youngest Super Bowl MVP all time, the youngest Super Bowl quarterback of all time. This could be the start of something really special for Drake May, or they caught lightning in a bottle. Yeah. Either way, I think this is he's a special quarterback, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and I'm usually just going to bet on that person.
For me, and this has nothing to do with on the field product as far as who's winning the Super Bowl. I think the storyline is so big when it comes to the Super Bowl. Like the winning of the Super Bowl storyline. And all week long, you have this grand story of Drake May and the New England Patriots just turning a leaf over. It took 3 years or whatever post Tom Brady for them to boom, turn this thing around. It's more than 3 years, but whatever. To turn this thing around, and they're back in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, who used to play for them, went to Super Bowls, now is their coach. Drake May is this awesome young quarterback. Like, what a storyline. And yet, that is not the best storyline of the Super Bowl. It's Sam Darnold. Like, this resurgence of Sam Darnold has been the most talked about thing in the last 2 weeks. Like, that has been the best storyline of the Super Bowl. And to me, I think that is the reason. It feels like Seattle's going to win based off of that. Like, how is the most talked about thing not the Patriots' story of being back? It's been Seattle and Sam Darnold.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though? If you're the team that's getting talked about, yeah, you're right. Seattle's been talked about way more than the Patriots. The Chiefs were way more talked about than the Eagles last year. Way more.
Sure. I think that's a little different, right? It's Mahomes. Like, I think this is just an odd year, like, of the Super Bowl. You have 2 teams that nobody thought was going to make it preseason.
How about this? If you close your eyes and you try to envision post-game.
I've done this.
Confetti coming down. Someone holding up the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi trophy. Do you see Sam Darnold or do you see Drake May?
I see Sam Darnold, man. I've
Drake
done
May.
this. I see Sam Darnold. And, Drake May, to me, I'm going to make a comparison right now you're not going to like. Drake May giving major early career Kevin Durant vibes. That's what I'm getting.
So good.
Second in everything. Finished second in the MVP. Picked second
So
in the
good.
draft. Loses the Super Bowl early in his career. Kevin Durant, all the same things. Runner-up in MVP to LeBron. He lost in the finals. He went second in
so
the
good,
draft.
Kyle.
I'm getting early KD vibes from Drake May. That's all I'm saying.
I like it.
What's your exact score? This is my favorite one. I love picking the exact score.
Patriots 20, Seattle 17.
Wow, we're both going under then because I
Plus-
also have the under.
6-5-0-0.
So we both have a 3-point difference because we're both in on Pats plus 4.5. I will be hitting that. I have Seattle winning the Super Bowl though, but it's close. Seattle 23, New England 20. And I don't know how that's going to go down. I haven't
pretty close
decided.
scores then.
I haven't decided if it's going to be a field goal to give Seattle the lead after it was tied or not. But yes, I think New England covers, and this game goes under 45.5 right now. I think it goes under. Seattle 23, New England 20 is my score. They've taken this off of generic sportsbook, so I don't know the odds on this. It's probably worse than you because I have Seattle winning, but still, I'm going to go 23-20.
Gatorade. I got Gatorade plus 260 as blue. The Patriots, of their 6 Super Bowls, 3 of them, they had blue. The other 3 were clear/water.
Right. I'm just out on this whole the Gatorade thing. I'm out on.
It was blue in Tampa, and it was blue both times New York won it. It was blue against the when the Rams won it as well. So if Seattle wins, green probably.
Sure.
Or do the Patriots say new era, new quarterback, new everything? We want red plus 1,100.
That's not bad. I could see the red, right? They have those red alternate jerseys that are pretty sick too.
They rocked them a good amount this year.
They
I
did.
still think blue at plus 260 is probably just.
I'm just not going to pick one here. So
neither am I. I just figured I'd throw it out there.
That's fun.
All right, favorite prop bet that we just threw out. Is it the Ramondre one?
The Ramondre to get 5 yards in each quarter.
Yeah.
At plus 185.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's I agree. I think that's my favorite one.
Okay. All right, Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. Those are our Super Bowl prop picks. You can listen back to it anytime here on the station, here on YouTube as well. All right, we'll keep things rolling when we come back. Again, Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mid. You know what I've been craving lately, Kyle? What I've been craving lately is some pizza, specifically some wood fire pizza. I don't need a big thing. I just need something small for lunch maybe. And I've got the perfect place for you if you're feeling the exact same way. Pizza Baker in Midland. If you're actually craving pizza, it's going to make your taste buds feel a little bit better, feel happy. Got to head to Pizza Baker downtown Midland. Their wood fire pizza place known for fresh, creative pies. And everyone's talking about their new one, the Margaroni. Perfect crust, bold flavors, and that smoky wood fire taste you just can't get anywhere else. Me, myself, when I go there, it's pepperoni and it's banana pepper. Simple. Banana-roni, I believe is what they call that one. Pizza Baker, come hungry, leave happy. Stop by for lunch in downtown Midland. All right, welcome back into the show. We are about to take a trip around the league presented by Aired Insurance Group, the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau, that is. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether that's life, home, auto, fiscal insurance. It's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau. The team's got over 100 years of combined experience. They know how to put you in the best position possible. The experience matters, and that's why the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance is the way to go, serving the Tri-Cities with locations in Bay City and Saginaw. With that being said, let's take a trip around the league. So yesterday we had our NFL awards. Drake May doesn't win MVP. Matt Stafford does. Christian McCaffrey wins Comeback Player of the Year. Let's make our early predictions for 2027. What do we think the award winners are going to be? We need an MVP, an Offensive Player of the Year. Let's go Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's go Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and whatever one I didn't name, Coach of the Year as well. Let's start with Coach of the Year. Who do we think? Well, man, there's a lot of good candidates for Coach of the Year next year, considering there's 10 new head coaches. I don't even know where to start.
It feels like you got to pick one of the new coaches,
Yeah.
right? It just kind of is the thing nowadays. They just give it to the new coach. I mean, unless there's a team that has a not supposed to be very good, and they are good. Like if the Jets were good, Aaron Glenn obviously would have a really good chance to win it. But even a guy like Mike McDonald not winning it this year kind of shows that it has to be a first-year head coach guy. So, I mean, you look at these first-year guys, like who has the best opportunity to come in year one and be pretty good? I lean Stefanski, but
That's what I was thinking.
he's won 2 Coach of the Years. They're not giving him a third.
Can I give you one? What if it's just Clint Kubiak and the Raiders? They start the season on fire. They get the 4th place schedule. Obviously, it's a tough division, but if they just go like 500 within division, beat up all the bad teams, all the other teams that finish 4th place. They've got their quarterback Mendoza. They've got, they convince Max Crosby to stick around. They nail a couple other draft picks. I think Clint Kubiak's the best answer I've got for you, unless you want to give me like Jesse Minter or Joe Brady, but those guys also will have pretty big expectations in year one.
Right. I was going to go with Minter, though. Like, once again, this division, I just don't trust. The Browns, never going to be good. Cincinnati, probably never going to be good. And then it's the Steelers and the Ravens again. Like, if the Ravens just win 13 games next year, Jesse Minter's the new guy. He's year one, young guy. I think Minter has a really good chance to win this.
Or are we overthinking this and it's just John Harbaugh? If they're competitive, he's going to win it because I don't think he's ever won.
They would
And
have
then
to
they're
go to
gonna
the
wanna give
They'd
him
have to
one.
go to the playoffs. I mean, like, because there's going to be so many guys there's going to be first-year head coaches that get into the playoffs. Minter and Brady, So they would not give it to Harbaugh, who's, I don't know. Harbaugh's like, it's different because he's not a year one. Like, he's year one with that team, but Vrabel, I guess, did the same thing.
Yeah, that's what Vrabel did.
Yeah, but are the Giants going to win the division and win 14 games? I don't
know.
think
Who would you pick to win the division right now? Philly?
Probably just Philly again. I think Washington is like due for a bounce back.
Yeah,
I think
fair.
any of 4 of the teams, like, I'm not saying all 4 teams could win it, but like, I don't think any of the 4 teams are like for sure going to be the last place team next year. Like, Dallas could be good next year. You never know.
I think I would go Clint Kubiak.
I would lean Minter. I'll go Jesse Minter.
Let's do Comeback Player of the Year. Who suffered a huge injury this year that could bounce back next season and is all of a sudden back? Who's
had
out
the
of
big,
sight, out of mind?
Who had the big injuries this year? I'm already forgetting who had the big injuries this season. I mean,
Michael Penix? I don't think he was good enough to
right.
win the
Yeah,
award.
I don't quite know about Michael Penix. I mean, it obviously it leans to the either quarterbacks that come back and or the super high leverage skill players like a Christian McCaffrey, a guy who's going to have the ball a ton next season.
I know who it is. There's two choices.
2 choices.
Patrick Mahomes
Oh yeah,
or Malik Neighbors.
it's Mahomes. Mahomes.
What if Neighbors just is nuts? Like top 5 in everything. He was insane the first however many weeks before he got hurt. Just like wide receiver 1 in fantasy type good. And Mahomes played
he totally
most
could
of
be.
the season.
That is the thing. Mahomes played most of the season, and Neighbors was out early, and obviously was like going off.
Daniel
prior
Jones
to
as
getting
well.
hurt. Daniel Jones maybe, but got hurt later as well. I would probably. I mean, are we going to get another Phillip Rivers? That guy comes out of retirement 5 years post-retirement, like. Could that guy win?
Big
comeback
Ben is
player. That would actually be pretty good. Now that Mike Tomlin's gone, he could come back. So, yeah, I would go Mahomes, though, for sure. Hey, our guy.
I would like to choose Neighbors, but it's probably just going to be Mahomes. Anything to get that in his under his all-time resume for the Hall of Fame thing. Okay, what about Offensive Rookie of the Year? It's tough to do this one without knowing where teams are going, so I'm just going to say Mendoza and hope I'm right.
You have to lean Mendoza because he's like the lone rookie quarterback where you know he's on the Raiders, and if you think Kubiak's going to be the coach of the year, then obviously that means Mendoza had a good season.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jeremiah Love is going to be the lone running back that goes early in the draft, and it depends. The situation he goes to really could be huge. Like if he goes to Minnesota or Kansas City, I love that landing spot for him. But as far as like the receivers go, I mean, you have some of those guys, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson are going to be top of the draft, but I don't know how big they're going to be. So, yeah, you just kind of have to go Mendoza.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, you just said that.
Or I'm sorry, Offensive Player of the Year.
Oh, this is hard because, like, who would have saw JSN coming this season, you know?
Right.
Like, I mean, you could sit here and be like, I knew he was going to have a good year. Sure. You didn't think he was going to be the Offensive Player of the Year. So, that's the really tough part about this. Man, I don't know. We've seen a wide receiver do it. So, does that mean they go back to a running back next season? Do you have an early guy?
Give me Gibbs. He's going to win it eventually. I'll take Gibbs. I think Genty would not be a terrible option as well.
You're just going all Raiders
just going all
here.
Raiders, but Bijan up there as well. I think I would just give me Gibbs. I don't think it's that complicated. He's going to get the ball a ton, especially if Montgomery's gone.
I don't want to be boring and just also take Gibbs, but like
it's not a bad pick.
It's not a bad pick, man. I think Taylor could just do it again next season. Like he was so good up until Daniel Jones' injury, and then obviously it tailed off. Playing in that division, like I think that he's got a pretty good chance. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna rock with you. Gibbs is pretty sweet. I'll go Gibbs. Nakua too with another year of Stafford.
It's hard for him to repeat what he did this year, though. You know?
Yeah, and staying healthy too.
Defensive Player of the Year. Do it. Come on.
I'm not doing the one that you want. You're not gonna like it. Micah Parsons will be my pick for Depoy next year.
Oh, that's another comeback Player of the Year.
Oh, yes, you're right. That's a good one too. Now, I think it's honestly between him and Mahomes. I would think Neighbors is on the outside looking in between that group. I'm going to go Parsons for Depoy. I feel like just the year he was having with Green Bay, just continuously getting better and better, has the offseason to recover, a full offseason to get used to Green Bay, and it's not a weird one either like it was last year. I would lean Parsons for Depoy.
I'll take Hutchinson. And he finally shuts every Lions fan up. Oh, he doesn't finish enough sacks. And he gets like 16, which is only 1.5 more than he had this year. And he gets the exact same number of pressures. And then because he had 1.5 more sacks, now he's not some frustrating player, which is, it's just like one of my least favorite Detroit sports takes that go on right now. I think it actually might be my least favorite one. Other than
that Hutchinson's not good, basically.
Yeah, then Hutchinson doesn't get enough sacks.
Pressures don't matter.
Other than Jared Goff, we need to move on from him. That's probably still just forever number one.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
We shouldn't have traded Jaden Ivey's quickly becoming number 3.
We're shifting to that too.
MVP,
man. That's all we got left, right?
Yeah. Drake May should probably be the favorite, right?
You would think so, but he for sure won't be. Josh Allen will be the favorite again.
To win his second?
Right.
You got Lamar with a new coach. You've got Josh Allen with a new coach. You've got Joe Burrow. Seems like a dice roll to take him.
It just feels like
hurt.
if the Bengals could just win 10 games, if the Bengals could win 10 games, Burrow has a chance to win it. But they just haven't.
I actually do have the odds pulled up.
Oh, really? You found them? Somebody has them. Got it.
And just in terms of value, plus 1,800, give me Caleb Williams.
Oh, man. Caleb Williams?
Plus 1,800.
He still didn't even throw for 4,000 passing yards this year.
Plus 1,800. That's all I'm saying.
What's the order of guys?
Oh, he's
just like
way
down.
Just
like the top 5.
Allen, Lamar, May, Burrow, Herbert.
Herbert, really? So Mahomes just not even in the top
tied
5.
with Herbert, actually.
So to me, I think that it's like, it feels like going into last year, we said it's for sure going to be Allen or Lamar or Mahomes that wins MVP.
We were
and then
super
it wasn't.
wrong.
And then it wasn't. It was either Stafford or May. And Trevor Lawrence was in the conversation. So, like, I don't think we have back-to-back years of a weird MVP. I would think Caleb Williams is a weird MVP.
Was this year actually weird? Or?
Yeah, this year was for sure weird. I mean, Mahomes didn't even make the playoffs. Like, this is a weird year. I think we get back to a little bit more normalcy next year, so I would lean either Allen or Burrow. I don't know about Lamar, man.
Burrow.
Lamar scared me a little bit last season.
I'd rather take Herbert than Burrow.
Yeah.
Herbert with Mike McDaniel.
Oh, with McDaniel, you're right. I kind of like that. That's not a bad pick.
Plus 1,100.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on Joe Burrow anymore to stay healthy.
Sure. Yeah.
Or for them to win enough
that's
games.
Fair. I think, yeah, if they won 10 games, I think he has every chance in the world to win MVP. That's just a big if talking about Cincinnati.
10 like, I don't even think 10's enough. You got to win like 12 games to win MVP.
Yeah, just get in the playoffs. Well, I mean, Stafford just didn't win the division and got it, but yeah, you're right. A couple people in our YouTube chat giving out their awards. Our guy Joe says Robert Saleh, Tennessee Coach of the Year.
They'd have to do wonders. There's just a lot of obstacles they'd have to overcome. But I mean, the going from bottom of the league to, making the playoffs, that's an avenue for them. Cam Ward would have to just be incredible.
Which he could be. I like Cam Ward. You like Cam Ward.
I do like Cam Ward.
Chance for that, too. Noah, before saying he thinks Goff has a chance to win MVP,
oh my God,
says that he feels like Neighbors has not even been good in the NFL, so why is everyone so high on him?
Neighbors, I want to see the first 5 weeks of the season for Malik Neighbors, because if you had him in fantasy,
the game against the
felt like you were
Cowboys
gonna win
was just, I mean, when Russell Wilson was just like, I am throwing a deep ball to Malik Neighbors on every play. That was peak last year.
Malik Neighbors, he played 4 games this season. So 3 games he played like a full. Yeah, I guess there was 2 games where he didn't really do much. Against the Chargers, he didn't really do anything, and against Kansas City,
yeah,
he
but
didn't
you
really
can
do
just
anything.
watch him and tell how good he is, though.
Noah's actually right. For some reason, I remember him being a lot better in those 4 games than he actually was. He only had 1 game of over 100 yards. Huh. Oh, well. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live here on 100.9 The Mid. Our 11 o'clock hour on the way is presented by Yiter Insurance. I do want to tell you about our friends over at Mr. Appliance. It's your go-to fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators and ovens to washers and dryers and more, they'll get you back up and running. Upfront pricing, friendly texts, and dependable service that you can actually trust. If you need help at your home or business, Mr. Appliance is just a call or a click away. Keep your home running smooth with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.pro. I got the worst people to watch a Super Bowl with coming up when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. YouTube, Facebook, like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, welcome back in. 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Yair Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yair Insurance, you know that they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yair is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people that you can actually talk to. That's Yair Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940. It is a Friday. It's Super Bowl Friday. We got the Olympics coming up as well. Kyle, who's the worst type of people to watch the Super Bowl with? I have a list of 5. What's your just like, oh my gosh, this person's here? The worst stereotypes of people you're watching the Super Bowl with.
I mean, like, I'm interested to hear what you have to say because to me, the Super Bowl is not one of those things where I need to hear everything that's going on, like on the broadcast, and I need to be dialed in. It's not like a Lions game to me, where I can't watch it with a large group of people. The Super Bowl, I think, has just got different vibes to it. I can watch it with a large group of people. I don't need to be tuned into the broadcast 1,000% the whole time. So, like, a typical person would just be like the guy that is talking way too much. I don't know. What do you got?
The number one kind of person I don't want to watch the Super Bowl with is the person who doesn't know any of the rules of football but suddenly wants to be the next Dean Blandino. Just like suddenly they want to know every rule that's ever existed, even though the last 365 days through the regular season, they have not cared a lick about this, the football, the playoffs. They've had no interest in learning. But suddenly, once everyone's trying to watch the game, that's when they decide they want to become a football expert and write a thesis paper on the rules of the sport. That drives me insane.
See, the issue about this specific type of person is that this is a lot of people that watch the Super Bowl.
I know.
Like, this is a large percentage. Now, if you're just the person that doesn't know anything about football but you're watching the game, that's fine because that's literally like, I mean, everyone watches the Super Bowl, man. Like, everybody watches it. You could have not watched a football game all year. You've got the Super Bowl on. But like you said, when you start asking about every single rule. Now, I think it's valid to ask about
Why'd they throw the flag? Because there was a penalty. What'd they do wrong? They were offsides. What does that mean?
I think it's
could
valid.
Go on all day, man.
I think it's valid to ask about stuff when they like are reviewing things, and there's just like some stuff that's like, what's going on here? Like, why is the game being stopped? I think stuff like that is valid to ask questions for.
Yeah, but
like, why are they reviewing? What's the review for?
There needs to be a hard cap though. Like, you get 10 questions for the next 4 hours. Use them wisely.
11th question is just leave.
That's not a question. That is a statement.
No, it's okay. You just get out of there after the 11th question.
The second worst person to watch a Super Bowl with, the person who doesn't bring anything to the function. If you're going to pull up to the party and not bring a single thing that's kind of the whole point of the Super Bowl. The host, whether it's a convenience to them or whether it's a nuisance, just like they have to get left with a ton of extra food, whether they want it or not. Just like, oh yeah, here's a mess to clean up. You can't pull up to the Super Bowl party and not have something for everyone to enjoy, whether that's a snack, cookies, whether that's some brews for the boys. You got to bring something to the function. If you come empty-handed and you're the only one that does it, it's kind of like, oh, man, come on, man.
Yeah, agreed.
What are you bringing to the table?
This is probably the worst person at it. You have to bring something. It's not like Thanksgiving where it's like there's only 2 people in charge of bringing food because that's the only people we trust, you know? That's not this. The Super Bowl is so casual. You can bring a bag of chips, bro. Like, you can bring anything.
You can bring
and
a 2-liter. Bring something.
We appreciate that. Like, I will eat some of those chips. I will drink some of that pop, you know?
Yeah, just because you brought it. Just to show your importance to this party, to the function.
Yeah, if you pull up with nothing, bro, like, just turn around and leave. You know, like, that's really how it is. Like, that, you're right. That is the worst person. I thought you were going.
Is this a message to John and to John and Carlos?
Correct.
Should you pull up to something?
I thought you were going to say the second worst person to watch Super Bowl with is Dean Blandino himself. Rules. And
he couldn't be that fun to watch it with.
Or any of those guys. You know, Gene Steratore, like all these guys. Just I'm chilling on all of them. John says this segment should be named Kyle Has Patience and Ben Has None.
You've agreed with me on some of these, haven't you?
No, the first one is just like, I mean, whatever. But the second one, yeah, I totally. If you don't bring something to the function. Like, you're just kind of like a scum.
You're leeching.
You're just like a scumbag, kind of.
It's leech material. That's what it is.
Does the host have to provide, though? If you're hosting the party, do you have to provide?
Question.
I think you do because you're taking on the warrant of hosting. But
Yeah, it's like a responsibility. Yeah, I would say yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But you got to make sure everyone else delivers too. Like, you'll get the main thing, but everyone's got to bring the more fun stuff.
Yeah, or you can just like bring like you could have just like the hors d'oeuvres. You know, you could have the little meat and cheese platter
Yeah.
that people can snack on while other people are bringing the main stuff. Yeah.
I'm in. Actually, you know what? This actually might be my number one. This might surpass the people who don't know the rules and then want to know every single rule. Anyone who wants to make this halftime show a political statement, I don't want to hear a single political statement during this halftime show. I'm good. I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy the music. I'm going to like it. And if it's anything beyond that, you can leave. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty obvious one. Like, it's football. It's a Super Bowl. It seems like something that happens every year.
Yep.
You know, like no matter who the halftime performer is, it somehow turns into that, which it obviously shouldn't. So yeah, this one's pretty obvious.
How about this? Old heads who think football these days is soft. If I have to hear about, well, back when football I liked, they could take each other's heads off. Back when I played, there was no rules protecting the quarterback. I don't really want to hear about any of that during the Super Bowl by any means necessary. You want to talk about it in some off season? I'm still not really going to care to hear about it. But during the Super Bowl specifically, you made the list.
My whole take on this is like I agree with you, and sure, like it's, I mean, I don't. You can feel how you feel about it. This is more of a basketball take than anything. Like obviously football it is, but they still are. It's still an extremely physical sport and everything. I just have always been the guy that it's like, bro, if you like, back when I watched it was like this. Okay, but it's not like that now. Like, what is you?
It's way better.
And what is you saying that changing anything? Like, I could care less that it was like that back then. Personally, like, it's not like that now. That's roughing the passer now.
You think concussions are cool?
Yeah, they know the rules. They can't do that.
Dude, concussions aren't cool anymore.
Yeah, there's some that are like egregious calls. Yeah, we can have that conversation. But to be the whole like, man, we didn't even use helmets when I played football. Like, come on.
How old is your grandpa? How about this one? The person who's just using the Super Bowl as an excuse to get absolutely obliterated on a Sunday.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with this one, man? It's the Super
No, but they have
Bowl.
like no interest in actually watching the game. They're just like there to get aggressively drunk.
This could be a good amount of people, depending on – I mean, the Monday after the Super Bowl, of course, is whether you have work or not, it's just kind of an expectation that you stayed up late to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be one of the least productive days there is. And it doesn't come at the very first Monday of the month typically, so that helps you out a little bit. Actually, wait, is this Monday the first Monday of the month? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, I don't think it is.
The second was this Monday. So, but yeah, this one, I don't know. This isn't that bad. I think if you're there to have a fun time, as long as you're not being like a sloppy drunk, like you're just drinking and like having fun, enjoying the game. I don't care, man.
Yeah, no,
do whatever
but
you want.
I'm talking about the game, like the people who have no real intention of watching the game.
Yeah, like, hey, let's play Flip Cup. Come on, like, who wants to take shots? It's like, dude, the Patriots.
Dude, if you only had one beer,
it's third down, man. Like,
yeah, drink, everybody. Yeah.
All right, every time they catch a pass, we all got to drink.
Yeah, it's like, no. They're like, have you only had 2 beers? Like, yes.
Yes, it's Sunday.
Yeah, they make the list. And I've got one more person. The person who is just banned, like all of a sudden is just like the biggest fan of the team that's in the Super Bowl.
Dude, this is such a good one, bro, because I hate this about the Super Bowl. People
someone's
turn
just randomly a fan of the team, and it's like they have been their whole life, and you'd think their life is on the line if they're going to win or lose this game.
This is a lot of people, and I will say, this is pretty hypocritical coming from you and I, because we're going to place wagers on the game and be heavily rooting for that. That's what I care about more. But the people that like last year were like huge Eagles fans because they hate the Chiefs,
right.
What are we doing? Like, you're not an Eagles fan. I agree with this one because it feels like in this 2-week period, there's 30 other teams that aren't playing in this game. So they just kind of adopt a team for 2 weeks, and I've never understood that at all. I could care less about who wins the Super Bowl, man. Like, literally every year. Just whoever I bet on is who I want to win. Like, it's that simple.
We had a friend in high school who was a Patriots fan for no reason. Like, we would interrogate him all the time. Why are you a Patriots fan? He just couldn't name a single reason. He just liked them because they were good. So every time that we watch the Super Bowl together, there's like 15 of us in our friend's basement. Anytime the other team would score, we would like jump him basically. Like every single person just goes to tackle him, and he ends up at the bottom of a dog pile. I don't know why, just teenage boys doing teenage boys things. Just he like watched the Super Bowl in fear when the other team scored. It was incredible because he was such a big Patriots fan, and he got to win so much, and we were sick of that because we were all Lions fans.
Yeah, that seems a little bit fair. Just like rooting against your friends.
Yeah.
That's I think it's
Yeah.
it's way better to root against a team in the Super Bowl. Like I think that's totally valid to root against a specific team than to actually become a fan of the other team.
Like the Detroit Rams.
Sure.
That was weird. That was really weird.
I think
people
rooting
buying
for,
merch was
rooting
weird.
for Stafford I think is fine. The merch thing, yeah, that's a little bit odd. We got a couple of others. Is that your last one you said?
Yeah, that was.
We got some people throwing ones out in the YouTube chat. Gary's got a couple. He said, worst people to watch the Super Bowl with, people who got into football because of the Kelsey podcast and now think they know everything about the offensive line and blocking schemes.
In the offensive line. That's good.
That's pretty good. And he also says people who ask questions about the previous play as the current play is underway. The time has passed. Play is over. Stop talking.
Yeah, you got to move.
I think you and Gary would get along watching the Super Bowl
It's
together.
40 seconds. You have 40 seconds to figure out what happened. After that, you move on.
Noah says, my least favorite is the people who say, who just got that, when not even the announcers can tell who got it.
Who got what? Like a fumble?
Probably like a cat.
Those are all good. Is there any honorable mentions that I'm forgetting?
I don't think so. I think the last one is like really good. The fan one.
The bandwagon?
The bandwagon fan thing is just like what? Why? Like I don't even really understand that one at all. So
I've decided to be a fan of this team for the next 2 weeks.
N. Davis says people who don't even like sports are just watching because of Taylor Swift and ask too many questions. A lot of that going on.
What
here.
about the people who have 3 different teams and it's just like, oh yeah, this is one of my 3 teams.
This is my third team that's playing.
Yeah,
no,
that's in
that's
the Super
good.
Bowl. I've got one in the
I know
AFC,
someone
one in the
like that.
NFC, and a wild card.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's a weird thing to enjoy. All right, 989-837-6125. I've already told you that the 11 o'clock hour is presented by our friends over at Yater Insurance, but let me take a moment to tell you about our friends over at Premier Tile and Stone. If you've got boring floors, a sad shower, and you're having people over for the Super Bowl, you don't want to show that off. Premier Tile and Stone is here to rescue your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks, they turn tile into art. I'm talking about kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplaces. If it holds still, they'll make it look beautiful. Locally owned in Midland, but their work looks like it belongs in a magazine that charges $14.99 an issue. I'm talking a giant selection of fancy stuff like porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you're going to love them. Stop dreaming, start scheming, visit the showroom and let your interior designer run wild. That's Premier Tile and Stone, where your floors get fabulous and grout gets glorious. So can I interrupt what we have scheduled and tell you that Jim Schwartz has sent the Browns a resignation letter this morning and is now just kind of an available person to bring to a coaching staff?
Interesting. This is just coming through? Well, yeah, there was the weird stuff that was going on. Oh, it says Jim Schwartz is now likely to sit out this season, too.
No, have him come on and be a defensive specialist.
Man, like the Schwartz and Monken stuff was weird. I don't know if you saw this, but Todd Monken came in and basically was like, yeah, we schemed against Myles Garrett when I was with the Ravens. We didn't scheme against Jim Schwartz.
Oh, yeah, that's a weird
What?
thing to say.
Like that guy is that guy's your defensive coordinator right now. Like, what are you talking about?
I would love for him to join the Lions staff. Come back. Help Calvin Shepard out. Just like be a big brother. Be one of those what are the basically Mike Kafka's role, right? Like offensive assistant, offensive senior assistant. Have him just be that on the Lions defense. I'd be very much down for that, I think. Okay. With that being said,
oh, he's under contract this year. That's why he's sitting out a year, because he just is under contract.
Oh, so he resigned. They didn't even fire him.
Yeah, he's resigning.
That's weird. That's suspicious. Fake NFL props. I'm just going to start ripping them off. You tell me if you would take this bet, okay?
Okay.
These are totally fake, unless you want to bet them straight up with me. Mike Tirico references the Olympics in the first half. -120 in the first quarter. I'll give you +140.
Ooh. I mean, for sure going to bring it up. Like
on
it's
NBC.
on NBC. He is going to be the Olympics guy. They're doing the Olympics like recap show on NBC after the Super Bowl at Santa Clara, like at their stadium, which is hilarious. Yeah, this gets brought up early. Like, what a Sunday, Super Bowl, Olympics. You know, like it's gonna be something like that.
So would you take first quarter +140?
I'd take pregame.
Oh wow. I'll give you pregame at +250.
No, I'd probably go just first quarter. Yeah.
Shane Gillis Bud Light commercial first quarter +110.
Shane Gillis, is Post Malone also in it?
I
or
believe
is it
so.
Just Shane Gillis.
Both Bud Light commercial first quarter with Shane Gillis.
Yeah, it'll probably be one of the big time commercials that happen first. So here's a fun game to actually do with your friends at the Super Bowl. We
Okay.
did this last year. I'm a person that doesn't care about the commercials. This was a fun way to do it. We predicted which company's commercial was next. So we did like the first commercial would play, and I'd be like, Doritos commercial next, and that guy'd be like, nah, it's Pepsi, and then that guy'd be like, no, it's Farmers Insurance, and it's just like it's stupid, but it's just like and then like somebody gets it, you know, like it's kind of stupid. I think a Bud Light one would be first though.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big ones. Doritos always one of the big ones in the first quarter too. How about this? Cardi B on camera over under 1.5 times.
Over 1.5.
Yeah.
Over, because also you got to remember, she's likely going to be sitting with Robert Kraft.
Why is that?
Because she's been sitting with Robert Kraft all year.
Yeah, like how did she pull that off?
I don't know, because Robert Kraft.
Is Robert Kraft just a creepy and
he
just
sits
wants...
in like the cool suite, and she's like a celebrity that dates one of the star players. Like, I don't know. It kind of makes sense.
You know, now
Robert
that I think
Kraft
about it,
is
Robert
also
Kraft probably just totally wanted her in that room.
Also, Robert
weird.
Kraft in the headlines this past week for non-football related things. So they're going to want to show him. She's in the frame. Might as well show them both.
Non-football. Did I miss something? Is it just that he didn't make the Hall of Fame, or did he do something else?
There's some stuff going on with Robert Kraft that's coming up about his past. That's all I'll say.
Really? Like worse than what we already know about him?
I don't know all the details.
You're being suspicious.
Yeah.
Spider-Man trailer -110 that we get that.
I don't really know. Like, is it? I don't follow the Marvel. Are we getting a new Spider-Man movie?
I hope so.
Oh.
Yeah. We're getting a new one.
There is one
this
coming.
year. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd give the trailer.
Sure. Why not? I mean, it'd be a
odds.
pretty good. Well, they wouldn't play the trailer as a commercial. It could just be the quick commercial. But
it'd be a teaser. They are for sure playing one of the Doomsday ones though. Over under 1.5 English speaking performers with Bad Bunny.
Wait, you said 1.5?
1.5.
See, this is just
I think he's for sure bringing out one American English speaking performer.
Is Cardi B going to be one of them? Like, will Cardi B be on the halftime?
Not if she's up sitting with Robert Kraft.
But she's got a couple songs with Bad Bunny, right? I think they've
I
done.
have no
I'm
idea.
pretty sure they've done songs together. Over 1.5. I think yes, actually.
I would think
I
yes.
think that he will, just to try to like cater a little bit more to the American audience. So I'll say yes.
iShow Speed commercial -110. Does he appear in a commercial?
Probably, and I don't. Yeah, I like it. By the way, that I like it song Cardi B. That's her and Bad Bunny.
Oh,
like that's like her biggest song. I like it like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll go under on this. I hope not, but probably. I mean, these big streamers are going to be in a lot of these commercials just as like a whoa. The kids are like, look, it's Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. That's another good one. Diggs staring at the confetti from the corner of the end zone plus 120.
I'll go no on this one. I'll take the minus odds for that one.
Did you think the Patriots win?
No, I just think that he's not going to do that again.
For the 7th time.
Yeah.
Sexual Sabrina Carpenter commercial, minus 110.
Ooh. No.
She's got to be in one, and I have a
Really?
feeling
You think so?
Yeah.
I think if she's in one, it's going to be like a Pepsi commercial or something where they're not going to make it sexy. We don't really see the sexy commercials anymore.
No, I'm not saying like the Go Daddy ones from 10 years ago that were like insane.
Like
but
porn on TV.
Yeah, I'm not saying like that, but I'm saying like some like okay, you guys know exactly what you're doing. Like the Hardee's commercial. Remember the Hardee's commercial?
Yeah, no, that was a crazy one.
Yeah.
I don't think I think she's too big to do something like that on a commercial. Like Sydney Sweeney, you know how she's had those commercials? Like that was kind of shocking.
I didn't write that down.
It's
Sydney
shocking
Sweeney
that
commercial.
she's done those commercials because she's way too big of a celebrity to be just like
well, she did the
naked,
soap ones.
Naked in a commercial. Like you can't be doing that. But anyways, yeah, she did the soap ones, and then the jeans commercial was just like the worst commercial you've ever seen. I would go no on the Sabrina Carpenter one. I think she's way too big of a celebrity to do that.
She does it at all her shows, though.
Not on a commercial.
It's kind of her thing.
Yeah, that's her thing on a concert, not on a commercial, though.
Okay. Diggs' proposal to Cardi B after the game plus 600.
Hell no.
He's too much of a
out
player.
on this one. He's got a new girl he's probably got another girl with Cardi B right now. So I'm gonna go no.
ChatGPT commercial minus 120.
Ooh, this is good. So
John's gonna freak out.
Yes, and I will go like multiple AI commercials because
Yeah.
those Kalshi commercials are so bad.
Oh,
they're all AI. And you can tell how like poorly put together AI it is.
Oh, you're talking about like AI generated ones. I'm saying like commercial for ChatGPT
both.
or OpenAI.
I'm going both even like because a Kalshi commercial it's a for AI thing.
Yeah.
But how many? That's the big thing about the commercials this year. How many commercials even for regular brands are going to be like AI commercials?
There's a lot last year.
We're going to see a lot of them this year, man.
Ejection in the Super Bowl plus 1,000. Would you take it?
No. Who is getting ejected?
Stephon Diggs.
I thought Diggs was going to have a big game. I think he's going to get suspended.
Over under NFL players in commercials. I'll give it at 3.5.
Hutchinson will be in one because he's the king of commercials. 3.5 is high.
Kittle.
But
Kittle's
yes,
the king of commercials.
Kittle will be in a commercial. State Farm will have commercials that might have multiple dudes in it.
That's the thing.
Like
if you can
Hutchinson's
get one
this-
commercial with like 7 guys, I think.
7 seems like a ton. CeeDee Lamb was in that Dick's Sporting Goods commercial this year. I could see Micah being in a yeah, I'll go over. I'll go over on 3.5.
I think it's over. A doink. Plus 500.
Ooh, a doink. That's good. Okay, so we got Jason Myers, who's a great field goal kicker. This Borales dude for New England is kind of like sneaky good, but no one really knows about him. I'll go no on the doink, but that would be fun.
Collinsworth says Drake May would have won MVP in most other years. Plus 110.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is a good one because the Collinsworth ones, man, there's so many good Collinsworth things you could go with here. I will say no. I think that he probably liked Stafford with the winning the MVP.
Mahomes reference from Collinsworth. Minus 650.
Minus 650 is crazy. It's the first
How about
Super
this?
Bowl. Where's Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, we've had him in the Super Bowl every year.
How about this? I'll give you plus 100 that Lamar, Allen, and Mahomes' names are all mentioned.
I will go no. There's no way he brings up all three. That's a
I would
stretch.
take yes.
That's a stretch, man.
Everyone thinks the best quarterbacks in the NFL are Mahomes and Lamar and Allen. Drake May has beat out all of them to get to
This
this
guy
Super
was
Bowl.
taking
Mike.
after Caleb Williams, Mike. You seen that throw he had?
The word ghosts is said on the broadcast, plus 190.
Yes, that will be said. They'll talk about the seeing ghosts thing, and it'll probably be put to the end of it as well. But I would say yes.
Last one I have. First team referenced outside of the two teams playing in the Super Bowl. I'll give you the Titans at plus 120, the Jets at plus 105, and the Rams at plus 150.
First team mentioned?
That's not one of the two teams playing.
Why the Jets? Because of Darnold?
Because of Darnold, yeah.
Was there a Vikings option?
No, but I'll give you the Vikings at plus 150 as well.
I kind of like the Vikings. Nah, the Rams feels like the ploy because you have two elements. You have Stafford MVP with Drake May, and you have Seattle beating the Rams in the previous round. So I'll go Rams.
Those are all my fake props.
Did you see the one where somebody asked Collinsworth at the media if he's going to do the slide in like he used to do with Al Michaels, where he's off the screen and then it's Al Michaels talking all by himself and then Collinsworth just slides into the screen like that?
No, I didn't see that.
They asked him if he was going to do that, and he already said no, but that would be kind of legendary if he did that.
All right, 989-837-6125. We will hit the news when we come back and then do our two traditions to close out every show. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Welcome back. We've got two traditions to close out every show. Before we do that, here is the news.
All right, let's get into round 2 of the news. We had the Hall of Fame come out yesterday, Ben, as far as we know it's Bill Belichick not going to be in here, but we got the rest of the guys, the Hall of Famers, coming in for the NFL, so let's dive into those. The 5 guys, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig are your 5 Hall of Famers for 2026. Pretty cool, Luke Kuechly, man. I mean, that's a guy who you never really knew if he was going to make it or not just because of a shorter career. I mean, he didn't have that long of a career, you know, but obviously was awesome at the peak of his career, like a Defensive Player of the Year. So pretty awesome class. A lot of good players there, of course.
Luke Kuechly has to be the greatest Madden player I can remember, at least in terms of
Defensive,
the middle linebacker.
Yeah, right.
Him and Ryan Shazier. Oh, my God, Ryan Shazier was so good in that game because he was so fast. There's no doubt about it. Larry Fitzgerald should get in. Another year where Eli Manning doesn't get in. Great stuff. Drew Brees getting in. No shocker there. Once led the league in passing yards. Yeah, I got no problems with this one.
Drew Brees won a Super Bowl as well.
Yep.
He never won an MVP though. Drew Brees, one of the best guys to never win an MVP, but he's got the Super Bowl.
Was he ever a top 3 quarterback in the NFL?
Remember the year that the Saints were almost undefeated and Brees was nuts that year? It was towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
When they lost to the Rams in the infamous pass interference game or whatever.
Yeah.
That year.
There was probably some years he was top 3, but I don't think he was ever considered the top quarterback in the NFL. So I don't think it's crazy he never won an MVP between Manning and Rodgers and Brady. Yeah. It's not a surprise that he never won one.
Yeah. Okay, you talked about it. We got the Olympics opening ceremony at 2 p.m. today. How big of an Olympics fan are you, Ben? I'm more of a summer Olympics guy than winter, but that's just because there's nothing going on in the summer, so it's more easy to dive into. But
I think it's just a great thing to have on in the background. I'm not going to sit down and just stare at my TV watching Olympic coverage, but if I'm doing work on my computer or something, it's a great thing to just have on in the background. Or if you've got the 2 TV set up, just have the Olympics on another TV. And Tarico will do a good job. So I don't know. I'd give myself a 6. A 6 out of 10 interested.
And it's on during the day, so you can just toss it on during the day. I think that's pretty fun too.
I like curling. Obviously, I like hockey.
Curling big here in Midland as well. You know.
The skeleton is fascinating to me because those guys put their life on the line every time they go down. You know, they only practice it once or twice a day because it's all their body can handle, and it's also just such an insane risk when every time you step on the skeleton. Crazy.
I did not know that. Yeah, I feel like the Winter Olympics are definitely the more wow sports, whereas the Summer Olympics are the sports that I am more attracted to. I care about them more. But the Winter Olympics have just the, oh my God, these are what they're doing is crazy right now.
The ski jump, where they just float in the air for what looks like 100 yards, is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it's
horrifying.
It truly is horrifying. And like you said, I think one of the best parts about the Olympics is the coverage. I think the coverage of the Olympics is so good, just the way that it's hosted, kind of jumping around. I've always loved that from the broadcast perspective. So, okay, tonight we've got, of course, the Pistons versus the Knicks. Let's talk about it, man. Pistons coming off of a loss against the Wizards.
We're going to ignore that one, right?
Sure.
Just chalk it up to weird.
But it's at home. Pistons-Knicks last time went pretty good for Detroit. How are we feeling about it this time around?
I feel good about the regular season matchups. I made it pretty clear. I think in a playoff series, I get a little bit worried about what that series looks like with the Knicks. What do we think? Over, under 1.5 technical fouls today.
Ooh, so a double tech would just immediately smash the over.
Yeah.
I don't know. You saw Isaiah Stewart last night.
2 nights ago. No, that was last night.
Yeah, he got into it with, there was another play, actually, where Anthony Gill wraps up Cade, and they kind of, looked like there was going to be something, and then it seems like the Pistons have kind of been cooling it out a little bit. So
on Tuesday when they were playing
Denver. That's what I was thinking about, the Jonas and Isaiah Stewart thing.
So Jonas kind of puts him in a headlock, and then
just throws him,
Throws him. And Stu, credit to him, just walks immediately away.
Just laughed and walked away, yeah.
And he, you know what he did? He walked to the other side of the court and pointed to Trajan Langdon and did one of these, I got you. So there must have been a talking to with Stewart of hey, man, you can't get to that 14 technical or whatever that number is.
If he gets suspended for a game in the playoffs, that'd be detrimental. I mean, think about they didn't have him in the playoffs last year for the last couple games, and it obviously really hurt. It'd be different if they had him. So.
Yeah, so I think they talked to Stu and were like, we can't have you we want you to be tough.
Right.
we can't have you getting text though. But if there's going to be a day to unleash a technical, today would be the day.
It is tonight. Jalen Duren obviously is always in play to get one. Ron Holland, of course, always is in play to get one.
Yeah.
You
Holland way more than Duren.
know what? I'm going to go with the under. I think the Pistons are locked in. They don't care about fighting the Knicks. They just want to beat them. So I'll go with the under. Also tonight, though, is if you're a big hockey fan, this is the night. Michigan State, number 1 versus number 2. It's at 7. It's in Ann Arbor. They play tomorrow at LCA as well, so that's pretty fun. But tonight is in Ann Arbor. Number 1 versus number 2. I can't say I know much about either of these teams, but nonetheless, Michigan versus Michigan State hockey is always like a really cool event. So,
well, top 3 teams in the country right now are all from the state of Michigan because Western's number 3 as well.
Western's number 3?
Yeah.
Man, screw them.
Michigan and Michigan State split because they always do the 2 game. They usually do the 2 games with the conference opponents. They split in early December. Michigan won the first one in East Lansing, and then they played in Ann Arbor the next day, and Michigan State won that one. So this is the 3rd matchup. And tomorrow's the duel in the D is what they're deeming it. So yeah,
cool.
Bragging rights on the line.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. What was I just going to say about hockey, about these 2 games? I just said, about Gavin McKenna. That's what I was going to say. We got to talk about that, man. We haven't talked about it. Gavin McKenna, of course, who almost went to MSU. It came down to Penn State and MSU. He chose to be a Nittany Lion. He's going to be the first pick in the NHL draft next year, like this generational hockey prospect they're calling him. Gets into a mix-up at a bar at Penn State and has been charged with like a felony of battery, or at least that's what they are planning to charge him with.
He beat the crap out of a dude.
Yes, who apparently he called his mother a explicitive word that you don't call someone's mother, and Gavin McKenna's mom was there.
He wouldn't let up.
It was an in-person thing.
Yeah.
Man, this is a tough situation, man, because as a number 1 overall pick gonna be like the face of college hockey, essentially, you can't be doing this. But also, 1, it's a hockey player.
Yeah, I don't think
if those guys fight, and like, what do you want to say? Don't stick up for your mom. It's your mom, bro. Like, I don't know how to feel about this one. Usually, I would be like, man, you can't be doing this when you're this big of a face and a name. But
I think he just threw one too many. Like, I wasn't there, but I have no problem with him beating the crap out of this dude. I think the problem is he didn't get off of him and just relentless with it.
Just kind of kept going.
Yeah, probably went over but I think hockey teams see this and they're like, as long as this guy's not in jail, let's get him on our team.
Yeah, I just don't know what the charges and stuff are going to be, so we'll see. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting story that's happened. Okay, another interesting story that we get last night. Emmanuel Clase, who of course has been a part of this illegal pitching gambling thing with Luis Ortiz of the Cleveland Guardians. I think it's safe to say we're never going to have to worry about Emmanuel Clase ever again,
Nope.
Ben.
Nope.
Because it is found out in the new document that kind of released everything about Emmanuel Clase that he allegedly rigged pitches in 48 games. 48 different games Emmanuel Clase rigged pitches in for the Cleveland Guardians. Apparently that was much, much more than they expected it to be. So this is, Emmanuel Clase, how many games did he even pitch in a year? 48 different games is actually unreal.
Yeah, that's, he didn't, I don't think he directly impacted the result of many of these games because it's usually
a lot of
just
them were
the first pitch out of the inning.
Ball or strike, yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough to see. That should just no longer be a thing that you're allowed to bet on.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would be betting on that. I don't know why any book would have that up.
For reference, Emmanuel Clase pitched in about 70 to 77 games per year for the last 4 years. So that's
he gonna be in jail for
over
a long
half
time.
of his games. It's actually unreal. So
welcome to jail, Emmanuel
yes,
Clase.
we're not gonna have to worry about Emmanuel Clase. That's pretty fun. A couple more things here in the news, and then we'll get to the lock of the day. Michigan last night just throttles Penn State. Just a crazy win, 110-69. Namari Burnett has a career-high 31 points, and 21-1 is the best start in Michigan Wolverine program history.
I love it. Hopefully they can keep this thing rolling. They don't play until who's their next game?
They play Sunday, don't they? Which is just dumb because of the Super Bowl.
Well, but they play Thursday.
They play Ohio State.
Oh yeah, the second matchup with them. Yeah, looking to sweep that.
It's
season
at 1 though.
too.
It's at 1 p.m. So you're gonna have plenty of time to watch this. At Ohio State too, a sneaky. I know Michigan is Michigan and everything, but at Ohio State, second time playing, Definitely not going to be a layup game like this Penn State one was.
I don't know. It feels like a lot when Michigan's on. Most games feel like layup games.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. And then the flip side for Michigan State, tomorrow night, they host Illinois, number 5 versus number 10. MSU, coming off of that loss against Minnesota, is favored over the Fighting Illini. They're 1.5-point favorites right now. This shocks me because not only has MSU lost 2 in a row, they lost at home in a rivalry game to Michigan. Illinois, in the last 10 days, has won at Mackey against Purdue and won at Nebraska, which has been an awesome home court advantage this season. So they've been getting it done on the road. They just pummeled Northwestern the other night. I'm pretty surprised by this line.
I don't know, man. This Michigan State feels super shaky right now. Their only form of offense is through Jeremy Fears, who's like off his rocker at this moment with all these dirty plays. And like you said, Illinois has gone on the road and won some pretty big-time games, and they're playing hotter than anybody in the country right now, sans Michigan. I don't know. I'm shocked that Michigan State is favored in this game, to be honest. I think I'd probably lean Illinois.
Yeah, I'm extremely shocked by this one. I saw something that said Fears might be suspended for warm-ups of the game. I don't think
what does that mean?
I don't know. I think it was a fake tweet, but it was from a real person, so I don't know. We'll get an update on that. I don't know what it would be like to be suspended for warm-ups. That makes no sense. Okay, last thing in the news. Last night, Luka Doncic exits the game in the first half against the 76ers. He's got an MRI set on his hamstring at some point today. But, man, all these top players. We got Shea missing time. Jokic just missed a couple of weeks. Now Luka. I mean, is this kind of priming up for maybe Cade Cunningham to win the MVP?
That's where my mind went.
It's obviously, we're not rooting for injuries for guys, but they continue to happen, and it's just like...
I'm rooting for Cade to win MVP by any means necessary. Cade's third right now in MVP voting.
I may or may not have placed a wager on it already before Luka got hurt.
If Jokic can only miss 2 more games, and I think he'll probably just play all the games, but like, what if he goes down for like 2 weeks with an ankle injury? Then it's a 2-man race between Cade and Shea, which Shea probably just wins. But what? Hear me out. Thunder keep losing.
Shea's also like out right now too. Like he's injured currently,
and won't even be reevaluated until after the All-Star break, which probably means a couple more weeks. Let's say the Thunder lose some more games and they don't finish as that number 1 seed. How close is the second team in the standings? I'm not quite in check the standings every single day territory.
OKC is not going to lose it, I don't think.
4.5 games, so pretty much just what the Pistons have. I think it's very plausible that Cade finishes top 3 in MVP voting, for sure.
I think so too. All right, that's all I got for the news.
All right, well, that being said, let's hit our lock of the day. Today I've got the Pistons money line against the New York Knicks. Let's go get a win against the Knicks. I know it's Super Bowl weekend and stuff, but this is maybe the most important game of the season so far for the Pistons. Probably not the most important just because they've established such a lead, but with that being said, we don't like the Knicks. There's John Vicari. We don't like the Knicks today,
screw
okay?
Screw the Knicks.
Screw the Knicks. Okay.
And he made a Wizards joke.
That's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys on Monday in the brand new studio. It's almost finished up. It looks real good in there. Can't wait to show it to you guys on Monday, 9 o'clock. Like and subscribe so you're there. And don't forget about it.